You ready?
Yep.
Welcome to Nick's Infinite Podcast. I'm here with my father, Gary Moore,
The ultimate Gary Moore.
the creator,
The omnipotent one.
creator of me, that is. If you could do one job for all time, what would it be?
Job of all time. I would say, you mean like for the rest of my life?
Like just for all infinity, you should
Oh,
do this job
man.
for like forever.
It'll be to be a comedian. If I could be a comic, I'll do that forever and ever,
What
man.
about a musician?
Ooh, I did not think of that. I take that back. A musician. It'll be comedy just came first because I was looking at videos, but it would be a musician if I could do something for all time. I would like to try to be not on the scale of Prince, but I would like to try to get the master the piano and the bass. If I get the piano and the bass and I master those, then I'll be fine, man. Go to clubs and just have a good time.
Which one? Which one are you? What instrument are you feel like you're best at? Like
Oh,
you
the
had to make some
piano.
money off of.
Oh, piano. If I had to make money, I could make money off the piano because I can play anything I hear quicker on the piano than I can on the bass. I'm still figuring the bass out.
I kind of miss my bass. I shouldn't have sold it. Probably buy a new one soon.
See what happens? Say no to drugs, kids. Nah, just
I mean, really, the money I spent on drugs probably could have went towards the money I got towards that bass. It was only like 80. I think I only got like $80 off it. I only spent $80 on it, so it was, but um,
I got another one at the house if you want food with it.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Is there anything you miss about the military?
Yes. The one thing I miss about the military is the camaraderie. Once I got out the military, I've yet to run across anybody who I had that connection with adult-wise like I did with the people in the military. And before the military, with cousins and stuff like that. So cousins would do it, but that wasn't family. That was just friends meeting. I've never met anybody outside the military, so I like that camaraderie. That's what I miss.
Gone to any like spots where it's like where you go there and they're there and you just naturally come together?
What,
Kind of like the cigar room where you go there to smoke and you just happen to make friends with them. Like you ever had like a spot like that?
What, in the military?
No, like outside the military.
Outside the military, I try to have those things, but I got more serious with the relationship. So when I was married the first time, it was more or less like I'm married, so I'm running around with everybody else, with friends and hanging out and other stuff, And the marriage came second with the kids and stuff. But this third go round, I put that first. And so most of our friends are mutual friends, you know what I'm saying? So even when I do go out, smoke a cigar, go to a cigar lounge, and I try to hang out there, because I'm not in that same place as I was before, I can't tolerate being around most of those folks. Before, I didn't care. So when they were talking about stealing, they were talking about cheating on their wife, stuff like that, I was like, oh, okay, man, yeah, no big deal. Now that I care, and I hear people talk like that, I'm like, you ain't gonna do nothing but get me in trouble. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I wish there was we gotta find like a good VR spot around here. I feel like if there was like a VR lounge, I feel like that'd be something fun.
To go in the lounge and everybody got a VR on?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just do that at your home?
Cause you'd be in a VR environment. It could be like a. Cause I know that I'm pretty sure there's one in Huntsville, but for sure there is one in Texas where like you go there and they'll have a room and you set the room to a game, and then everyone in that room is playing a game.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
I'm pretty sure they have a 4-5 person thing here. I didn't look too far into it, but yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. We gotta get back on the VR too, man. Try to set up not as big as you made the first one, but just make it small enough to start seeing if we can advertise putting the books and all that on there. I don't know if we can or not. But.
Well, I feel like we probably swapped from MetaQuest Worlds because like I didn't realize how dead it was until like I made it through all the games and then left and then came back and it was all still the same games. I was like, we just thought it was popping, but it wasn't. It was just because it was new.
Yeah.
I had to see if what's it called, VR chat. If they have like a good world creation thing, we do it. Cause like we could always like make MetaQuest World a thing, like by promoting it. It's kind of like a back and forth, but there's nobody there to begin with, so it's not like we'll just get like random people coming. Or we'll get random people, but not as many as VR chat, cause like everybody's on VR chat.
Oh really?
Yeah, cause I think the original VR hangout spot.
Oh.
So, yeah. Like I think there's like one other where it's like Playground or something like that it took a lot of people from VR chat. But VR chat still, it's moddable and you can upload your characters and do a bunch of other stuff. So like you have your full body tracking, so you go in there and dance with your full body. So more people are in there. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, that's nice. You know, if I didn't have all this time, I mean, I say all this time, but I thought about what you said before about when you clocking in and clocking out, working for the man, it always tends to that time slot, that those hours that you may come up with something that you want to do, but you got to go to work that day. So you got to wait to do it. So then by the time you do get around to doing it, when you have a day off, you're like, dang, that drive's not there anymore. Or you be like, I can't remember what half the stuff I was going to do if I had that time to do that, then. But I was like, man, and all the hobbies and stuff, that's why I said I got to do something so I can spend time. I got a lot of stuff I want to do, but I ain't got time to do it all. So that's, like playing on the piano, doing all that stuff, and the bass and all that stuff. That'd be like an hour on each right there, and then trying to write, that'd be taking time. So
I was trying to convince Elijah, just like, he was, our roommate's beefing with one of our coworkers, and right now our job's chill because there is no there is oversight, but like our manager, he just kind of covers fires. I mean, the store's not really set up in a way to be productive, and our manager doesn't care, so he just like makes it so we stay afloat, and his manager doesn't really seem to say anything about it, but we always go to our manager and he settles all problems, because usually we're all chill people, but those two just don't connect. And
was it beef with a female or dude?
Female. Both, they just keep talking about each other and neither just leave each other alone. And he went over them, reported her to HR, and I was like,
oh, shouldn't have did that.
I was like, yeah, because if they started looking into, because I think they're already looking into her for loss prevention stuff, because like I'm not certain, because I don't be paying attention to her, because like it's not my money. But one time she was like, can you credit these out to me? I was like, what do you mean credit these out to you? He's like, she was like, credit me some cigarettes. I was like, what do you mean credit them out? She's like, oh, I'll pay for them later. I was like, huh? Well, why not pay for them now? She's like, I'm to go do some DoorDash to come back. I was like, that's not on me. And I handed them to her, and she took them and walked away. I was like, okay. I don't know if she ever paid for them or not, but and apparently, I mean, kind of put her out there if they ever see this, but like.
But man, one thing about HR, you don't never, when you go to HR, I always say this, and people will say something different. If you ever have to report anybody to HR, make sure you're at the point that you don't care about that job, and that wherever it may go, you're willing to go. Because when you play with people money, which is the job, and taking food out their mouth, you don't know how people are going to act. And then you don't know who they're connected to that might be dependent on them making that money. And now that, man, this dude at work reporting to HR, he did? Who is he? And now you got somebody you don't know coming at you. But if you don't care about the job, you can easily just be like, man, just leave it. Or if it get too thick and the HR be like, hey, well, you did so and so. Yeah, all right. And then you can just leave.
Yeah.
But you don't never want to care about your job and try to get rid of a person. Do it. Basically, the best way to get rid of somebody that you work with is to let them to befriend them, let them just give you all the information, and then you slowly leak that to somebody that would take them to HR or do something or whatever, because then it'll be their name on the ticket, not yours.
It's funny because like we do have some stuff on there.
So, but that's the best way, and then it won't come back on you. And basically keep yourself clean. So she's saying stuff or he's saying stuff. I wouldn't do that if I was you, but hey, man, that's on you, man. Ain't got nothing to do with me. Don't bring me in it. To make sure you clear yourself. Same thing I do when I'm at work. I know where the camera's at. So whenever I'm talking to anybody, I always like to get animated with my hands. And I know where the camera angles are. Now, they don't have sound, but they got 4K, and they can zoom in. So I use the hand motion. So basically, you got to do, if they ever bring video footage, hey, we saw y'all, in the hallways talking. What was going on here? I can say anything because they don't really know what I'm saying. It just goes along with the gesture. See, right here's what I told him, hey, man, you need to step back. That's why I did like this. Hey, man, you need to step back. So I told him to step back. Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah, I did. And it goes along with it. Now, I could have been like, don't mess with me, man. I'm going to knock you out. I could have been saying that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling them, I'm saying, hey, step back. They don't know. So I always make sure the camera sees me so I'm clear. So whatever they say, oh, he was rubbing on me. I was like, do you see where the camera can see the floor? So if we were touching, there's no way you can see the floor between me and that person. So I always do stuff like that, so, yeah.
Yeah, but me and Elijah's talking to him about that, and like, he shouldn't have done that, because, like, once it's out of our hands, it's out of our hands.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
we can't do, and if they, because, like, none of us do our jobs. But me and Elijah do enough of our jobs where we won't get caught not doing our jobs. Because, like, we're almost always there by ourselves. He has coworkers now during the week, but one of his coworkers, or I guess our coworkers, legit sits around not paying attention. Like, I don't know how he hasn't been reported by now or fired. He'll legit just sit on one of the crates on his phone, not looking up, and like, unless someone like actually calls like out loud to him, he's not paying attention. So, like, there'll be a customer, he'll be like sitting right next to this stuff. You'll be like over there handling another customer, and then someone will be like, hey, can I get some cigarettes? And then you be doing your stuff. Can I get some cigarettes? You look over, he's still looking at his phone. You're like, go get it. I don't know how he hasn't been fired, but like, me and Elijah do just enough where, like, we'll take out the trash, clean the floors, make sure the cups are stocked. I don't know. I haven't worked with Pedro in a while. He says he does stuff, but to me, him and her do the same amount of stuff. So I was like, if they go and look at what she's doing, well, she does. I don't know. I feel like she does more criminal stuff. So, like, it's possible. I feel like she's actually stealing. He just doesn't do a lot of stuff.
With old girl, I could almost pretty much guarantee you. That's why I always say, like, Tretch had a line in his record, Tretch from Naughty by Nature, and he would, just the rhyming part, he always say, I do my dirt all by my lonely. So no one knows, it's just him. So I guarantee you, when she's doing her thing and she's doing it and she think that y'all can see anything, she's looking at those who she sees to try to get something on them. In case something go down, I ain't going down by myself. So, like, if you're doing anything that you shouldn't be doing, she might not say nothing to you. She's just banking it. She just actually telling you, I'm gonna steal these cigarettes. And you like, it ain't got nothing to do with me. But then she see you eating, it's the same thing, but you didn't tell her. And she's not gonna acknowledge it, but she sees you, and she said, well,
I feel like she did try to trap me the other day.
So you got...
She was like, I'm not gonna put her business out there. She's like, you wanna do this thing, get us in trouble? It's like, and I was like, I'm gonna go do it. And I was like, huh? Why would you? Why? Like, you're about to go home anyway. Like, just wait till later. And then she's like, oh, I need you. She's like, come out here. I was like, what? I came out there. She's like, stand right here. And then
And again, like I
was
said, like she said, come stand right here. That's another thing where I say she, pretty slick with it because the cameras ain't got sound. Yeah, see me and him, we outside together and bring you all in it. Now you like, oh, wait a minute, what are you talking about? So you don't even want to put why are we going outside? That's why I always like, it's getting kind of smart in the mouth, but I put it out there. Like if she say, hey, come outside. I'm like, why are you trying to get me outside in the cameras so I can be in the camera with you? I'll say that to her. So she'd be like, no, I ain't doing that. Okay, well then I'm going to stand in here then.
I mean,
But
my thought process was they have a bunch of cameras in there.
Yeah.
Or I was standing near the money payment thing, so like I was on camera. So like they know I didn't do nothing. So like if you do get caught in the act and ever tries to bring me in, like they saw me stand there and then walk away.
Yeah.
Plus I was already clocked out.
Oh yeah. And my thing with that as well is if it ever came down to them saying something, hey, you don't pay me to stop him from doing what he's not supposed to do. That ain't my position. We're equals. That's why when we, same thing I had to get, when I was in the military, I had to get that in my mind because I used to always, that's how I tore my shoulders up now because, I see a female, we the same rank, which means you can do the same thing I do. But it's still, I got that. It's a two-man job. I could do it by myself, but it's easier with two. I got it. And I just do it, dang, I hurt my shoulder. Meanwhile, we both getting paid the same. So I had to tell myself, hey man, if I'm doing this, you're doing this too. So coming like where you work at, that's the same thing I would do with that man. Hey, we're equals. I'm not a supervisor, so don't try to get me to tell. It's not my job to tell. When we went through this, what y'all call it, interview, I don't believe, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but we went through the interview, you never asked me if my coworker was doing so-and-so that I got to go and tell you about it. I mean, you got cameras. I mean, I don't know if they do that or not, but yeah, I will always say, man, I will do that. And, hey, man, I'm working. Hey, I'll look up the law and be like, what the law say about hourly workers? How long do I work until they have to give me a break by law? And if they're not doing that, oh man, just stay at work. Da-da-da. So whenever they call you to the carpet, all right, man, well, I got a lawyer on standby, I got all these days I worked where I was here 8 hours by myself. Don't say couldn't, because if you say I couldn't leave and they pull up the camera, you did leave. So just say supposed to. That's how you cover yourself. I'm not supposed to leave, right? Okay, I'm not supposed to leave 8 hours. Who you know would work 8 hours and not use the bathroom at least one time? I could be a diabetic. And then that's nothing. You can't hold that against me if I'm going to the bathroom every 10 minutes. And so you can put down, you work me over 12 hours and
Really, I'm a little mad at Elijah because he was in contact with the chick who said I don't know if it's going to be for free, but like if we could have got something out of that, we could slide her anything after the fact. Because she said she was hooking us up, so I would assume she would understand that if we weren't looking for it, we weren't going to pay up front. I don't know how lawyers work, but like,
yeah.
we probably definitely, because for a while we were both doing doubles. All three of us were doing, a lot of us were doing doubles. None of us had breaks because there's nobody to relieve us, and we weren't supposed to lock the store. So,
and you gotta check. I mean, it's your job and all, but if I were you, I would check. I mean, when your mother used to work at those places, man, before you was born, and she would be in there by herself. And I used to be like, why they got you over there? And I'm thinking, well, maybe it's the time, it's where we at. But 26 years later, they still have one person that,
It's because they're trying to skim on money. It's like, pretty much it's like a money factory for them. They don't actually see it as like a business. So like, if you walk in, like, you remember how the old MAPCO was set up? We were at the top of the store. We could see down every aisle, and cameras pointed down every aisle. This store, there's no camera pointing at the alcohol or towards the bathroom. So like, and there might be, but it's not like obvious one where someone will be like, oh yeah, let me not do this. If it is, it's like all the way down there, and then we're over here. So if walking the aisle, we can't see you. So like whatever you stuff in your pockets, it's gone. Like
Yeah.
I'm not about to go check you or like look, like see, oh, what's he got? I'll try to just glance, but if I don't see it,
Yeah,
I ain't see it.
And the thing is, you're not even, by law, they say now you ain't allowed to stop nobody anymore if they stealing. You just report, hey man, dude took so-and-so on the left. But they don't want you to stop anybody. I know Walmart, I mean, a lady told me at Walmart that she knew a couple people that got fired because they stopped somebody. And of course, depending on how you stop them, they can always turn on you and make you look bad, and now the company look bad. So they rather you just, hey man, because like you said, they know how much. They say, okay, we're gonna lose $10,000 worth of groceries. That's gonna walk out the door. We don't know where it's at. And then when they do their inventory at the end of the month, oh, we only lost 8,000. Okay, that's 2,000 to the good. We good. All right. Now, if it start getting higher than what they allotted, then they're gonna start trying to change those things. So right now they don't care because they're already writing that stuff off anyways. Now, if you running TVs out the back, it's gonna shoot their price up real quick, and then it'll be more noticeable. But people just grabbing a Snicker bar and stuff that's up at the register. They don't care about
yeah,
it.
they're pretty slick with it because they only have low price, like high profit stuff. Because like, if you look at all our stuff, I wouldn't say there's a single thing in there that takes more than $5 to produce. But like, we have plenty of stuff that's cost more than $10. It's like a Snickers bar probably costs 20 cents to produce. We sell them for $2.50. So like,
Yeah, good
and that's
exchange on that.
everything in the store. Like, they probably don't even care when they get robbed because they're making so much money.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I told him about that, I was like, shoot, maybe we should just allow us to get fired because then we could just go hustle my books and then do the stuff we wanted to do, like make YouTube videos. 'Cause like, as long as we sell 100 books in a month or 150 books in a month, that's our rent and we're good.
Yeah. And that's another reason why I'm doing all this writing, trying to. There's two ways you could do it. I'm doing it the other way. Since we already have stuff, already have done, I'm just shooting through it, man. Let me just type these things up, go through a couple of times, see where I can add it. I finally got, from watching these Tubi movies, I finally got a formula now that I'm sticking with when I write my books now. And doing it that way, I always come up with at least 150 plus pages, which is good. Normally if I was doing the way that I normally would write a story, I couldn't get over 100 pages. I'm like, what else can I write about these people, man? The story done, a little adventure. But then I had to start digging
Adding
a little
cinematic
deeper.
stuff and
Yeah, and started doing more stuff like before and afterwards type stuff. I just had stories and that was it. But I didn't have leading up to the story or because of the story, what happened to the people after the story. I would just stop at the end of the story. So then that added more pages to it. And depending on how many characters in it, I figure if I got at least 4 characters in it that I'm writing on and some spot people, now I can easily get 150 pages. And so now I'm just zooming through them and just, hitting them up. Went back to my guide because that first guide I did, I got like 80-something pages. But so I'm gonna go back through there. And what I'm gonna do is still wanna do the spoken word part, but I'm gonna make those spoken word, since it's a guide, I'm gonna put the pages in it with the lines so people can write in it. That's gonna give a little girth. And my spoken word part, I'm gonna make it's a short story, so that'd be 10 short stories. So that's gonna add pages too. So that's what I was working on when you called earlier. See where that goes. I found out something that you could do with yours too, but I'll tell you off air. You said it's live, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you offline what you could do with yours. My this what media is this live on?
Twitch. It wouldn't let me stream to YouTube for some reason.
Okay, that's mine. Do the same thing when I be trying to do YouTube on a game. It won't. It keeps saying it's bad password or whatever. But did I do Twitch? It'll go right through.
Must have to fix our settings or something. That's probably what it is.
You ever said password too? Like you couldn't get in?
No, it was like couldn't reach like the settings wouldn't go over or something. And I logged out, logged back in, and it still did the same thing. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking about stealing Gianna. Probably not. Well, probably not for my next book. But I think about stealing Gianna's poem idea book, and then turning it all into short stories, like short movies.
What that you already did or what she did?
I did.
Or you just could create it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like my own.
Oh yeah, I mean, man,
That's a pretty cool idea, and I do feel like I could be pretty poetic.
yeah, man. And that's why I said I'm gonna take those spoken words thing I'm gonna do and turn them all into short poem. When I turn them into short stories, I'll write them. There's like 2 or 3 pages with what's already written, just rewritten. But yeah, it's thing to do is just to get it done. There's Oprah got a thing that they doing. I want to tell you too. I still got a bunch of your books, but I gotta wait for these other books to come in before I order some more. Cause alumni coming out, we get a table for that. So that's why we gotta get our banner. Then we gotta get the excuse me. Oak would have one coming in February, 23rd, I believe, where it's black authors and stuff. You can come up there, so I gotta look into that and see what the buy-in for that.
Man, I have to order more books. They only have like 6 or 8 left.
I think I still got like 10 of yours. That's why I'm still slowly trying to build up the catalog so I can get to the point where I'm having like 25 a piece at least.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to order straight 25 off like me and Keisha book until it comes in a couple of days. I look at it and it looks good, then I do. I want to get 25, they all be messed up. Like, dang.
You know what's funny? All those run-throughs of my book, I only found one typo. It was when I was running through the AI. I heard it say something. I was like, that's not what I said. Looking at oh, shoot, I did say that.
Yeah, I did that too. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Jeez. But yeah.
Yeah, but I was like, I feel like jobs have too much, they lull you too much into like,
Complacency.
yeah, it's like, oh, I just gotta go to work and I'll get money.
And
but then like all that time you're wasting puts negative energy on you and makes you not want to do stuff in between working, and then just waste a lot of time. If you just, especially now that like we have a product, and between 3 people and go out, sell like 6 books a day. We give you sell 5 books a day. That's $50 a day, $500 a week, $1,500 a month. I mean, we got to sell more than that because $1,500 rent. But
but once it get going, I mean, that's one thing.
Plus, making YouTube videos, like we're not making a lot of money. We're making money just posting, like just that stream of videos uploaded, making a little bit of money, like almost up to 50 cents.
Yeah, and that's what now that I could do that, now I'm gonna go back and get our old stuff. And once I drop them shorts, that's gonna really get people to come back.
You had to go back and make some of those shorts, but
put them
YouTube.
into and get it on TikTok as well. But yeah, it just bothered me, man. But we swore up and down we was gonna be rappers. But that's the way we treated rappers is the way the kids are treating social media now. But social media is so wide open, so many platforms that you can generate money from. You know what I'm saying? So
Wi-Fi shut down for a second.
Huh?
So the Wi-Fi shut down for a second.
It came back up.
Yeah. Yeah. Still bothers me that Elijah hasn't done it. I'm asking because he said try to get him on the podcast Wednesday, but still no.
The thing I did with Glenn, like the Highway Hunter, is
He won't let me.
Huh?
He won't sell them. He won't shadow write for anybody. He won't let me. He's like, oh, I wrote them in mine. If I can't rap and understand, it's like.
The thing is, you could take those, turn them into, like I said, spoken word poems, put it in a book, do stories behind them.
You can even publish it as a book.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Get like I did with Glenn, and then you could put his name on it. Poems by so and so, written by so and so. You give him the props.
I'm just gonna record the rest to make sure it doesn't mess up.
Huh?
To I'm just gonna record the rest to make sure it doesn't mess up. It's shut down again for some reason.
So you're not recording now?
It should be. Like it says it is. On here it says it's
you're
not.
talking about going.
Yeah, just.
But
I feel like social media is actually really too easy. You just got to do it.
Yeah.
You're just not doing it.
And that's the one thing that aggravates me. You getting there, the more time y'all spend together, more time y'all spend together. But what aggravates me is, and I try to tell G the same thing, and I think I already told you, but if you look back at February 2024, and if you're still doing the same thing, then you know something's got to change, man. Because that was a whole year, and you're doing the same thing. Ain't nothing, you ain't blow up, you ain't blow down, so something's got to change. So that's why every year I always say, now your year last year was, you wrote a book, but now you got to capitalize on that for this year. That's why I said, if everybody, I'm going to do more, but I would say if everybody put a book out a year, or 2 books out a year, at least you'll have more to pull from. That Biblical Characters book, like I said, that was 2014, and people still buy that. That I'm not finished what I used to be, and I revised it and added to it and stuff. That was 2007. It's still, but it's not music, so it never dies. It's my story, you know what I'm saying? So it ain't like, and even because everything I write pertains to something in my life, AI don't get in the way of that. Yeah. Now, if I was creating something like off the cuff, AI, make me a story about so-and-so, then that ain't had nothing to do with me. But everything I write, I'll be able to talk about because I've been through that, or I've seen it, or something happen. Like I came up with this other, I'm gonna start doing trilogy books. And because I was looking at making the thing, I said, ooh, man, they got a little trilogy. Let me start making trilogy books. Closest I'm to a trilogy book is the Biblical Characters, because I finished the Sarah book. Now I just got to piece it together. And, choice-driven, them things you got to make sure the pages go to 27 and match up. And that once you start that, you got to go all the way through it, because I would start it, get going, okay, yeah. And then I sit it down for a week or two. I go back like, man. Then I got to start all over to come back to where I was to keep going. Yeah. And then when I do that, I find something like, man, maybe I want to add this to it. And that's why I always hate. Whenever I keep going over stuff, I want to keep adding stuff. Yeah. So I said, let me finish it, then I go back through it. But I'm going to do the Biblical Character 3 trilogy. That'd be that. Then I have one about Keisha and her girlfriends. There's 4 of them. And got a little thriller I'm gonna do with them in a cabin. Me and Jimmy, everything, same people, military background, everything is us, but of course it's not real, but stuff's gonna happen. But I got that with those 4. But then the other night, your sister, we was walking the dog, and a car come whipping around the corner. I said, look at that idiot, man. And they pulled in our driveway. And then me, I'm like, let me go see. So me and Keisha walked over, come over, and Gianna comes out. It's Gianna friends. And I was like, and 3 of the girls get out the car. I said, y'all jumped out the car like y'all trying to jump on me or something. Y'all, what's going on with y'all? Oh, no, Mr. Moore, no. Oh, I'm so-and-so, and I'm so. And they started introducing themselves. And, of course, Keisha, oh, don't listen to him. I said, man, you driving kind of fast in this residential neighborhood, man. Like you drunk or something. What you in there drinking and driving? No. I said, I was about to say, now you gonna drink and drive? You got to give me some now. She said, oh, I got something in the trunk. I said, yeah. That's probably what you're doing. Yeah. Now she probably was joking. Who knows? But I was like, yeah. I said, now you go ahead and get it to yourself. Oh, we're gonna have her back in the morning. We'll have her back in the morning. I ain't see Gianna till the next evening. She didn't come back till last night sometime.
Sounds like her.
And yeah, we'll have her back, And so she hopped in the car with them when they left. So I was like, The one girl got out, and she's like, I could tell she was gone. She got out, she was like, oh, Mr. and Mrs. Moore, y'all have a beautiful home. This is so beautiful. Ooh, this is a lovely home. And she just kept saying it. And it reminded me of a movie, man. So then I was like, oh, so I said, okay, so I wrote down the things. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write a story around them 4 girls, with Gianna being, her background. One of the chicks in the Army, another one just at home. They all went to high school together. They all met back up. So now they all back in town, but everybody got different things. The Army chick is a what she call it, reserver. So she's not gone all the time. She goes and comes back. So then G, graduated, came back, and then the other chick, just stay home. Then they got the one girl that's just like doing, like the airhead type. Oh, you got such a beautiful home. Yeah, the girl get in the car. Oh, okay, y'all come. So I said, oh, that's gonna be my second book. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna use those 4 to be Keisha and them when they were younger. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna use the same name and stuff. But this is them when they're growing up, and then 25, 30 years later, now they're 50 years old, and this is their adventure now that they have. But that might just be a 2 thing unless another idea will pop up. But those things.
You go observe Nana and her friends.
Yeah, Nana ain't got none. But yeah.
Why not?
Oh, man. Nana's a loner. But yeah, so I think probably because she was the only child, so she's used to being by herself. So she.
Just her church people and then go back home to herself.
That's it.
Grandpa.
Yeah.
I guess that's solid, because like if you get your socialness, you're good, really, because like you're gonna have friends on Saturday.
Yeah. And she loved TV like I do, so she always watches something, so she ain't never have to worry about that.
You still go to church?
Yeah, every once in a while. Not when the snow hit, but they still go. I'm probably go up there in May for homecoming. Like I said, I'm gonna do that because homecoming is the weekend. Our last day of school is Friday, and homecoming is that Friday and Saturday and Sunday. But I gotta get up there, man. 'Cause like I said, you never know when it's the last time. I've been saying I was gonna come for years, at least since I've been out of the military. It's been like 15, 20,
you never
15
went?
years. Never gone back. You say, yeah, I'm gonna go up there to homecoming. Yeah, come on to homecoming.
May's a weird time because like that's when everyone graduates, and
yeah, and typically if you're in that area, then that's cool. But
at the end of the school year, so like you have us, we would have gone with you, or left us.
Yeah, and that's what I say about camaraderie. Meeting with dudes now, you have people come over. I come to your house. See, that's why I said it's hard to be it's hard. I guess you could say it's hard to be my friend. It's easy for me to be your friend because I'm always to the point where, hey, dude, yeah, I got you, man. I go with you. Yeah, I would do that. Whereas the people who I've run across, they have like hard lines where, oh man, I don't smoke cigars, so I didn't even want to go. Oh man, I don't drink, man, so now I don't even want to go. Well, I mean, you just go get some chicken wings. Oh, I don't even want to be around that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh man, but then you go do stuff and like, come to town, etiquette. When you go visit people, like I go visit folks, we get there that night, even if we just drove 8 hours and I'm dead tired, I still stay up until the host of the house saying, man, you tired, or man, y'all go ahead. Oh, you sure? No, we got. Oh, okay, yeah, man, we'll get it. Then I'll go. I wouldn't just come to your house. Oh, this is our room, yeah, and then go there and you don't see me no more the rest of the night. And then wake up the next day and then leave early in the morning, go hang around, visit people that you want to do, because one, it makes me feel.
She's your landing spot.
Yeah, I'm just a landing spot, and I'm like, I'd be excited when people go, oh, they coming this week? Okay, yeah, we get together. But I've learned to stop doing that because I used to, when we were younger, I used to buy them games. I used to get 8 controllers, thinking we all go play and get it done, and we don't never use all the controllers. Maybe once, maybe twice. Oh, we're gonna get this. Oh, we got the Wii. All right, get all these Wii controllers, and so I had to stop doing that. So even when I got older, friends come on and go load up on the liquor and everything. Oh man, I don't drink, man. Okay, more for me. And then, yeah, man, we're gonna leave. So, yeah, I'm gonna leave 9 in the morning, but then you leave 7 in the morning to go back home. So, what? Then we come back Saturday night. It's 8 o'clock. Put on the music, man. Hey, man, I got some cards. Y'all wanna play some cards? Wanna play some dominoes? Wanna do da. Oh, man. Yeah. And then we sit in the living room, turn on TV, 15 minutes for my what? And they in for the night. They didn't come out the room. So I'm like, that bothers me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So when I go to somebody's house, I would either tell them up front, hey, man, you mind if I sit there, but I still want to check out so-and-so and so-and-so while I'm there. So I'm coming there. Or if I come there, yeah, we got in late, man. Hey, I'm dead tired. I guess, yeah, let's see. But the next morning when I wake up, all right, what you want to do? And then whatever you want to do, you know what I'm saying?
It's like some type of payment for being in my house. Like, you ain't giving me no fun. Like, I'm just here.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good way to put it. You ain't giving me no fun or nothing. Like, so that's why it's hard for me to get friends. And those are the friends who, that's why I say Keisha's content with her friends and how they do things, where they do things. But that's not me. It's never been. That's why even the people I went to school with, it bothers me. But when I got there, my 11th grade year in high school, and that's when I met your mother in 11th grade year. And it's just been me and her. That was it. We ain't had we had lackeys, if you want to call it, people doing our bid or whatever, but we didn't have friends like go hang out. So when we was in high school, it was just me and her. That was it. Of course, we had Shirley was her best friend at the time, and I had Charles, who's dead now, rest in peace, all that good stuff. He was my best friend at the time, and that was all I had, just Charles. And then when Charles was gone, it was Larry. And Larry, then it was John Evans. And we came down here together, me and John Evans. When we came down here, we kind of like drifted apart where, now we're getting older, got our cars, got our apartment. He run there, so it kind of like went up. But I never had like a group, like how dudes would say, oh man, all 4 of us grew up together. And I never had that. But when I go to the class reunions, everybody talks about those times. I don't remember any of it. Hey, Gary, man, da-da-da. And I'm like, really? And the weird thing is, Keisha's never been to Pine Forest. Except the one time I went back there and I took her there. And that was the only time I spoke in that church. And my classmates was like, man, Gary, you funny, man. We never, we not used to see you talk as much as you cracking jokes and everything. Because back then I was just serious all the time. I was a prankster back then, put it that way. So it was funny to me, but it wasn't funny to you. So it's like you come out, I let you eat that baby Ruth. You get down to the last bite, and I'll smack it in the air just so I can see you go like this, and then it fall. That was funny to me. I wouldn't just smack on the ground. That was too quick. I gave you a chance. So I would do stuff like I'm chewing gum. Like, man, can you catch? Yeah, I can catch. Poof. Man, what you doing? You said you could catch. Why didn't you catch that? I would do stuff like that to entice people to want to fight. But I was never like I am now, cracking jokes. I was never like that. So when we get together, they all be talking about it, and I'm like, I don't remember any of that stuff because I didn't enjoy my time there. One, I didn't want to go. 2, I was thankful to find your mama at the time, and she didn't want to go. So that's one thing we had in common. So we was like wreaking havoc on everything because neither one of us want to be there. So okay, let's sneak over here. Let's do this, that. And we was doing stuff like that. But once I got in the military, that's what opened up, who I am now. But in doing so, my past, it let me know that I really didn't enjoy those times back then. So when I go to church, I'm just sitting there, oh, hey, yeah, hey, good to see you, man. How you doing? Da-da-da-da, stuff like that. But I'm not there. You know what I'm saying?
You can realize I don't remember going to church. Huh? Like all those years going to church, I don't remember any of it really.
You always sat in the back. You always sat in the back on the bleachers.
Like I remember sitting back there.
You were never talking to nobody. You just sit back.
It's not like I remember. I remember a couple of the dinners.
But see, and that's the thing. Even those dinners, in order for me to enjoy those dinners, I had to make fun of somebody. or I had to do something to entertain myself. But just to be there, yeah, man, you know, hey, you know, Jeremiah said, you know, the Lord said you walk around and, yeah, you know, oh, he's a good guy. That talk never got, but those are the people.
Huh? That's why I sat alone.
Yeah, but that's what the people who I was around, that's how they were speaking. I'm like, dude, we just got out of church. Y'all still talking about that stuff? You know, and one thing that always would baffle me, and I made a video about it a while back, but that's why I'm the same all around with everybody. I talk the same to everybody. It takes me where it takes me. It closes doors where it closes doors in my face, but I'm content because, like Sam Davis, you know, whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong, whether I belong in this world or never belong, I gotta be me. But yeah, it's like Sam Davis, man. When I'm myself, I can sleep better at night. That time when I was with Stacy, I wasn't myself. I was trying to be somebody and I had restless nights. And even Keisha said, man, she really tormented you, huh? And I was like, even to this day, she may not even be thinking about me anymore, but I don't want to see any of them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and Keisha was like, you don't think you could go ask her if she still got your military or something? She could keep it. I'm good because that's not who I was. But I try to be somebody I wasn't. And man, I used to lay in the bed at night and be like, why did I say that? And I just feel stupid, you know what I'm saying? Man. The way I acted earlier, I'm like, God. So then when it started clashing, where the real me started coming out opposed to who they thought I was, that's when I was drinking and started acting up, and then that's when things started really escalating. It got kind of crazy there for a minute.
I really don't remember those years at all. No. I remember jumping on the trampoline. I remember getting bullied. I remember...
When you get bullied?
Remember that the big fat black... I don't know if I'm pretty sure I told you, but there's a big fat black chick and her white friend. They're just bullying me. I don't remember what they were saying.
What, in McDonough?
Yeah. I don't remember what they were saying. I remember I was
in the neighborhood?
No, I was at school. It was in class. They're like... The teacher left the room and they started bullying me. Like the whole class came in. I was like, dang, I really could just beat them up. I'd get in trouble. I was like, I was like, dang, I really could. And I started crying. And the teacher came in and I left. She had me leave the room. I don't think I told her I was going to beat them up. I was like, I think I'd get in trouble. But to the class, they thought I was just crying. But I was like, dang, I really could beat them up. I'll get in trouble for it.
Yeah. It's good restraint, man. It's good restraint. But yeah. There's a lot of that time I don't remember either. I remember that was a lot of time wasted not being with y'all because I know you spend a lot of time with your aunts and uncle and, you know, out there with your mama and all of them and, you know, Bree was out there and she only came for a little bit. And Gianna, I don't even remember. I ran across that video the other day going through my hard drive where everybody was singing happy birthday to Big Daddy and Brianna was playing the saxophone. And Gianna don't remember it, but it was Brianna, you, Duke, and then Gianna. And happy birthday to, and she was playing the sax, and then happy birthday, Big Daddy. We was in Warner Robins, man. I still got that video.
I don't remember that.
When I find it, I'll let you see. But yeah, man, I enjoy life now better. So, you know, I work with some people that be like, man, the thing is, there's a guy who talks a lot. Mm-hmm. And I understand that when you get close to 50, that happens to a lot of people. I mean, shoot, your sister, I don't know if you remember, but Bree ain't hardly ever talk when she was little. But now Bree will just run her mouth and just talk. Hey, Bree, I'll get it with you later, man. All right. She would talk now. I wanted her to do that when she was younger, but she just wasn't ready at the time. Gianna ran him off a lot back then, but then she got older and then, you know, kind of like mellowed out with it.
I've always been the same.
Yeah, you just been consistent. Speak when needed, speak. You ain't got nothing to say, you ain't gonna say it. But yeah, man, those days, I said, I said, man, I wish there was an app. There might be an app out there. Just to find somebody. Because Keisha's like, because people wonder why, why you hang, like you used to say, you and Mr. Frank don't look like y'all would be friends and hang together. But the thing is, Frank is the only dude that let me be me, and he don't say nothing about it. He don't question it. He don't say nothing. He cracked a regular joke like I crack a joke on him, but that's it.
That's because you can't. Y'all, like y'all just went back and forth at each other. Y'all just want to be friends.
Yeah, so that's why I said with him. But for everybody else, hey man, that's a lot of liquor you poured in there, man. Man, you might have to drink some water. You gonna dude? I'm grown, man. Okay, yeah. You don't do it. That's how everybody else is, and that always bothered me. Oh, that irritates me. I would say something, just to randomly say stuff, and it would get to the point where I have to tell people, "Hey, man, I just be talking. You ain't got to take nothing I say serious because I'm just talking, man. All right? Because I would say stuff and they'd be like, "Oh, man, for real? Oh, come on, man. No, man, you ain't got to." I'm like, "Dude, it's just a joke. Lighten up." And I hate being around them folks. So that's why when I'm around Keisha friends, I just sit back and I used to try to engage. Didn't like how I engaged because they weren't receptive to who I was. So in order for me to be receptive, I would have to conform to what they believe I should be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For them to be like, "Oh yeah, and I'm not gonna do that. I ain't gonna be saying no Bible verses with you and stuff like that. That's not me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
So I kind of feel like you should never really leave school. I feel like school should just be like a lifelong thing. That way you always have like a group. Even if you don't stick together, you have a reason to be together. That's not like, oh, I wanted to do this, so I called y'all, and y'all just here because I called y'all.
Yeah. And see, I could like join a bowling league, and then had to. But as you get older, your numbers become few, and you're like, man, I don't even want to meet nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a friend and you introduce to him, that'd be cool. But I'm not gonna go out trying to find nobody. You know what I'm saying?
So, there's nothing out there where you just naturally just make friends doing stuff. Like you have to eat, you're eating.
Right. So if I'm smoking a cigar at the lounge, I would never go by myself to a cigar lounge. People are like, why don't you just go around? Because going to the back porch, I enjoy that a whole lot better because ain't nobody bother me. I can watch what I want to watch, just one thing drinking, and I'm cool. If I go someplace, then I'm sitting there, and then, might interact with some folks. I might find somebody and everything, but the way people are nowadays, man, somebody be cool, but then they be like, "Oh, man, you be telling all your business. Yeah, why you be telling your business, man? And you got to watch yourself." I said, "Look, I used to be like that, and I never got anything. Until I started telling my business, that's when I started gaining things and being better with myself. Because if I'm asking you about, let's just say, logistical stuff, how to warehouse this, warehouse that, if you don't know, you don't know. So that's the end of it. So if I say, well, that's my friend, yeah, I ain't gonna say nothing else. But there's a group of people in there, but I ain't gonna tell nobody I don't know how to do it. I'm only hurting myself.
Yeah.
But if it's a group of people in there and I'm like, "Hey, y'all, man, I got this logistical problem, man. I'm trying to figure out, man, how to get that. Oh, man, my friend, he's a logistic, man. I can hook you up." Now I got an answer.
Yeah.
Not just going off of my friends because I only know what they know. And if they don't know, that's the end of it. But if you talk to everybody, somebody's going to know the answer. That's why I say, hey, man, I don't know the answer to anything, but I can always find it because there's somebody out there that's going to give it to me. You just got to find out who that person is. So that's why I try to get Keisha to open up more stuff, and talk more, man, and always do something.
I don't know. You think as a teacher, she would have had more connects by now. I mean, she might have, but like from
the thing is,
outside perspective.
She do have the connects, but she doesn't use any of them. Mm-hmm. So I could be looking at something like, man, I'm trying to figure out how to do this Canva, man, da-da-da. She won't say nothing. And I'm like, oh, I finally figured out how to do this Canva, man, da-da-da. She's like, oh, Bethany at work, she's the guru there. Why didn't you tell me that? Oh, I didn't know. I didn't think you wanted to. I need this. She would do stuff like that. So she knows, but she just won't put it out there. And which baffles my mind because it sounds like if you could help somebody or figure something out, That's why I was like, man, I consider myself being a very good friend to anybody that want me to be their friend because whatever you ask me to do, if I could do it, I'm gonna do it. If you have a way that you can make some money, and you said I need help to try to do this, man, but man, I don't know how to do it. Even if I don't know how to do it, I'll be like, well, tell me what you want me to do, man. I'll help you. There's not one friend outside of the military that I have that I could call on and do that with. They will always have, like even Frank at this matter, because I tell him about doing the book deal. I say, hey man, you had a book company? Yeah, man, I spent all this money. Well, show me how to, what you did, everything. Oh man, it's just a lot, man. I said, okay, just tell me. No, man, so how about this? How about if we'll use your publisher company? I was going to use this publisher company to do what we're doing. We'll go through your publisher company, and I'll just fund it, but you still get, some of the proceeds, and then we can work out something. Just whatever you type out there. He never would do it. Never would do it. And then one day, we was, drinking some wine, and he was like, talking about the things. I got all these books. I said, man, you need to get rid of those books, because he got boxes of books. I'm like, dude, you need to be walking around that there every day just till you get rid of them.
For free.
Yeah, he's like, oh man, he thinking he has to put a lot of money into it. That will work, but you can also just go around and talk about it to people. Like, who was it? You or was it Gianna said he didn't know it was you that said didn't know he wrote books.
Yeah.
And he got 3 books. He wrote 3 books. But and so that's
he already has them. Like that's really where the money comes from.
I mean, boxes. I mean, I think like 1,000 of these books, copies of the book, because the church he went to told him he's gonna be a millionaire off that book, and ordered as many as he can. So he ordered all these books. Then they had a falling out with him, and then I still got all these books. Needless to say, I don't think he became a millionaire, but yeah. Then he finally told me, he said, "Yeah, man. Reason why is because they say friends shouldn't go into business together, man, because money thing would mess up the friendship and all that." And I'm like,
if you keep it business, but honestly, with him, I don't know.
That could happen to some people, but if it's, I'm like this: if it's written on a paper,
it's written on the paper.
That's it. That's one reason why me and Keisha used to argue when we first got together, and I said no. I said because I used to have girlfriends, and I used to tell them, look, I'm only gonna fool around with you for these 2 months because my girlfriend coming back, and I'm going back to her. But I just want to fool around with somebody, and they be like, "You're just talking." After 2 months, I cut them off, and then they be like, "Who do you think you are?" That so what are you getting mad at me? I told you this. I didn't think you were serious, but now you know I'm serious. You still mad? I told you 2 months, and I left it up to you, and you said, "Yeah, I'm gonna do 2 months," and you even said, "I'm gonna make you change your mind." Well, you didn't do it because if I say it, I'm gonna do it. That's the only thing I got, man. Like Scarface said, my balls and my word. So that's my thing. If I say it, that's what I'm gonna do. So a lot of people would change their mind due to the circumstances. My thing is, if I say I'm gonna come pick you up, I get a flat tire, I gotta stay over at work, and I gotta do all this stuff, I still had to pick them up. I gotta get there. I'll figure out a way to get there. People will use those excuses to say, man, this and this happened, I can't come get you. So don't sit there and say you can, because that means you prioritizing. Life is always gonna throw stuff at you. Life is always gonna throw stuff at you. And I heard this one dude say, the calmest a person ever is in their life is a person that don't have nothing to do. So regardless, whenever you have something to do, you're going to be active. Things are going to happen. The only time that's not going to happen is if you don't do anything. Then of course it's not going to happen. So if you know that, I got to be there 7 o'clock. It takes me 10 minutes to get there. All right, I'm going to leave a 6:45. Give me 5 minutes in case something happens on the street. I can still get there. Oh, 7 o'clock? Oh, I'm going to leave 2 minutes. It only take 3 minutes to get there. And then, oh, man, I would have been there on time, man. But, man, they had an accident, man. We were stuck there. You didn't account for that. It's better to be early and just sit and wait than to be break your neck and then you want to put blame on something. You want to put the blame on life.
What I always say is, like, stuff I don't want to happen, I'm not going to let happen. So, like, if we make a business deal, you might scare me in some way I didn't expect to happen. but the stuff I don't want to happen is not going to happen.
Yeah, and that's my thing too. I'm willing. This is one thing Keisha, she's starting to do a little bit different now, I think. But if I say I'm gonna get up in the morning, make me some tea, maybe some hash browns, eggs, then I'm gonna go to work. Then I get up, I start making it, I go start the car, and it don't start up. Dang, I gotta get another car. All right, man, let me try to get another car. That means because I'm boxed in, I'm gonna have to keep doing this until I can get out. Forget them eggs and that tea. I gotta do that now. Because the ultimate goal is to get to work on time.
Yeah.
Keisha would be like, still eat her breakfast, and then do that, and then be late and be like, yeah, my other car that I normally drive broke down in front of this car, so it that. But you still could have made it had you cut out the extra stuff that you were planning on doing. So that's why I say when I wake up, I have everything in check. If stuff happen, I plenty of time I get in the car, drive, and that little tire light come on, bust that U-turn, hop in another car, and then go. I was gonna stop at Wendy's, but that little turnaround took 5 minutes. It knocked out Wendy's. I just can't do it. I do stuff like that, but and it's funny. 'Cause I'm like, if a person, a lot of people would do that. I'm like, your stick-to-itness to stick to your schedule, but to be late at something you're supposed to be at. Why can't you do that with stuff outside of that? You know what I'm saying? To say, I'm gonna finish this like writing. I'm gonna finish this book tonight. But instead, you like, oh man, I gotta cook. I gotta do that. I'll just cook and I'll let that go. Why don't you stick to that first, and then do? But the other way around, I'm gonna eat this. I'm gonna do this because that's my routine.
I found out what she's prioritizing.
Yeah.
Like, one thing I was trying to tell Pedro is like, or one thing that I found out myself, I was trying to tell Pedro, is that, like, growing up, they always tell you you're supposed to eat 3 meals a day, and like, logically thinking, yeah, you know, when you wake up about midday and then before you go to sleep, that sounds about right. But like, if you think about it in nature's sense, if you wake up, the first thing you do is hunt food, not look for food. So you should work out when you first wake up. Then probably eat around like 11 after you prepare it. So like around noon where you eat. And then you wouldn't eat again because you had to work for that food. So you probably just can chill, prepare for the next day of hunting. So like really you should be eating 1-2 meals a day, not 3. Mm-hmm. And like a lot of people, I was stuck to that, just like, oh, I need breakfast, I need lunch. Like, I can eat 1 good meal a day and I'm good.
Yeah, I can do that too when I get up. And then if I eat something big at lunch, I find myself, I eat like a bunch of food like at noon or 1 o'clock. Mm-hmm. I'm not hungry at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. I just eat because, hey, it's dinner time. Okay, and I eat. But I really don't have to. So that's why I said I gotta not eat as much. So in the morning I might get up, like I said, make my ginger tea, give me a little kind bar, eat that, and then by 11, man, I'm hungry. And I might have a salad or some tuna and crackers. That's all I need. I ain't trying to eat and be dozing off at work. Eat that. That take me to home, get home, exercise. By the time I first exercise, now I'm hungry. Now I can eat dinner. But yeah.
You know, one thing Frank did that annoyed me? I think it was Saturday. I don't feel like it was yesterday. Last weekend, came in, we talked. I was like, oh yeah, you don't got to pay for your coffee, you're good. This weekend, I was like, hey, how's it going? He was like, nodding and kept walking. I was like, huh? I was like, did you think I just said you don't have to pay and just kept walking? Like, you didn't say hi, like, how you doing? He just kept walking. I was like, oh, okay.
So you didn't pay for it?
No. That's like, that's like,
I used to see, when I was your age, I used to always see a lot of those things that I wanted to respond to, but I was too shy to say anything, or I didn't want no trouble. But now I'm at the point now, I always got to say something smart, man. When stuff like that happens, oh, you just going to walk on down and not pay nothing, man? You like it's last week. This is this week, man. You got to, I would say, like the central office, everybody always run from, oh, man, they coming down. You got to do this. You got to do that. Oh. Now, I got my class and setting up the tennis court. And so I had them do the little, rock, paper, scissors. Okay, y'all pick your team. All right, get 6 of your team. You get 6 of your team. Put the rest against the wall. Y'all go out there. And whoever lost at rock, paper, scissors, y'all could serve first. Give her the ball. So they all standing there looking at me. Now, Central Office folks, about 6 of them. Mm-hmm. One lady, 5 guys. They come walking out, and they stop right in the middle of the court. The net is here. Like, this is the net. Mm. This is where the players are. They right here, and the girl's serving right here. They stop right there, and they like, yeah. So the girl look at me, she's like, Coach, what? I said, give me a second. But typically, now typically what people normally would do would be like, just wait, and they won't say anything, and just let them do it, and they move. Okay, y'all, go ahead. Hey, y'all be careful, go ahead. But me being me, I was like, game coach seconds, whatever. Hey, I just want to let you all know I am not responsible for any of you all getting hit in the head by this young lady right here that's about to serve this volleyball. So it's up to y'all if y'all want to stand there. I'm not telling y'all what to do. It's up to y'all. And then, oh, sorry, coach. Oh, we didn't even. Come on, man. 5 of y'all didn't notice you was right in the middle of a volleyball game.
Those corporate people are so oblivious, and it's so it's so weird watching them come in. Because like at Circle K, when they did their walkthroughs, like just seeing them like come in and like talking to each other and not like actually like looking at the store. Because like any like a person who's like thinking about it logically, they'll look at the store but like, why do we have so many areas of chips? Like, we're not selling all these chips. Like, we've got to be throwing away a lot of these. Oh, look at all these blind spots. You can't even see the gas pumps from inside. You got to walk all the way to the door to see the gas pumps. Like, there's some stuff that got to change. But they just come in, they're just talking to each other like, yeah, the sale's doing nice. Yeah. Oh, the store looks really clean. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you got all your stuff, all the stickers up. That's good. And then walk out like, you didn't fix anything. Like, what were you, like, what was, like, y'all just came for the looks and then left? That's so weird.
Yeah. That makes me laugh, man. They all do that. And I look at them, like some of the folks I work with, and, you know, I know their kids are growing, so I understand, but I tell them, I said, man, y'all got to have fun, man. I mean, you got 2 days on the weekend, man. If your kid's a teenager, they should be old enough to be able to stay at the house and not get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Not burn down the house or whatever. But or if you got family here, you grew up here, your mama here, your dad here, younger, pawn them off on them. Y'all go have some fun. But I just could never. It baffles me. I mean, we would have some of our mutual friends who are like doctors and lawyers, and they would come to me and Keisha be like, "Man, we envy y'all, man. Y'all just be all over the place. Y'all be traveling, da da da." And I'm like, "We went to Tennessee." That's like, you know, an hour away from here, man. We went up there, got a room, and just walked around downtown Nashville, you know, recording all stuff. Oh, man, y'all just have so much fun. Y'all go da-da-da-da. And it's funny to me. I was like, y'all got money. You a doctor, professor, and you're a doctor. And you mean to tell me y'all, it's because now, when we in our 70s, they probably live a whole lot better than we are. But, again, like I said, the beach is different at 50 than it is at 80.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same beach, but the people ain't the same.
A lot of people just forget that they could just do stuff.
Yeah.
It's like,
and that's what me and Keisha go do. Like, well, we got, even though money's starting to dwindle away, but we gonna go to New Hampshire. Never been to New Hampshire ever, man. So let's find some cheap place. Oh, it's only cost $98 one way for a ticket. Let's just go to New Hampshire, man. Go stay in the $80 hotel, whatever.
You just try to sell books up there.
That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. I said, let's go up there, hang out there for about 3 or 4 days. We never been there. You go around, you sell our books. They don't know us. Oh yeah, we're just here on vacation, and we our book. Oh really? Yeah. So watch, we're gonna go up there right before I have my shoulder surgery. Come back a day before that. But just random stuff. People like, but when we talk to, like, Keith talk to her first, they be like, why y'all going up there? Why do you keep going to the same place over and over? You know what I'm saying? I can see enjoying Florida, but come on, man. There's 50 states out there. Yeah. I mean, shoot, we could go to Mississippi. Even though I don't like Mississippi, I'm sure I'll go to Mississippi and find a place that I'll have fun and hang out just for the night.
It's funny how like everywhere, just there's always like every time you travel, it's like, ah, that's different. Like one thing I like about Mississippi, they got chicken on the stick at a couple gas stations. I don't know what it is about that chicken on the stick, but it tastes just like the perfect amount of crispiness, perfect amount of chicken, and it's like in a stick fashion. So like you don't gotta get dirty. You can dip it. Kind of go back for it.
Interesting.
And they got drive-through alcohol spots. Like you just go through, get a daiquiri. I don't remember them being very strong, but like that's still fun. And then one dude was telling me, because I was like, it's kind of annoying how you have to go to all these different car shops to get your car fixed. Like there's not just one spot you go to. He's like, yeah, there's a spot in Mississippi where like different mechanics just buy a spot in the garage, and then you just pull up, and someone just hook you up.
Yeah, like, that's one thing I thought about doing at one time. Cause like Brother LB cut, so I say, hey man, I go in with you and we get us a little area, man, and by day it could be a barber shop, at night we could turn it into a little spoken word place, you know, move everything out, just something a little intimate, just to generate extra money. People want to have a spot for a meeting, he come up in there.
What do you think about that?
Oh, he wanted to do it, but that fell through. He didn't do his end. And then I said, hey man, got these garage over here. I said, I could buy those garage bays, because they closed down and they had like 3 garage bays, and it was a car lot, and they had the place where the office. So I said, what we could do is that office, we could set that up to be the barber shop. And then those bays, we could rent to mechanics. Like you a mechanic, like you were saying, because this is what he's doing in the military. We could say, hey man, you can rent that space, man, $40 an hour or whatever. So people say, okay, so if I'm charging you $40 an hour and you fix somebody's car and they pay you $900, I'm like, shoot, that's straight. I go up in there, man. I'm gonna be there 4 hours. Give me my money. I'm fine. You fine. And then you just go ahead. And you know, that fell through too. But
He still cut hair?
Yeah, he still cut hair. But that's what I'm saying, man. You gotta tell yourself. One thing I've learned, this year is all about time with me. But every year I try to do something different. And the thing is, I don't want to look back and say, I'm doing the same thing I did last year. That's what's boring to me. Yeah. That's what's boring. That I do not want to do. You know, that's why people say, man, I done worked at every school system. Keisha's like, oh, she would say, oh, you can't do it. They ain't gonna hire you, but I did it anyway. And still got hired. But the thing is, you know, I love where I'm at now. But I mean, dude, I could probably squeeze out 10 years just to get a check each month from them. But I'd be like,
do it. I don't think you can do it.
Yeah, I would say after being like 58 years old to get my 10th year to be able to get it. So that means I have to do this till I'm 58. And I'm like, in order for me to do that, I would have to do a couple more years here and then become a driver's ed teacher for a few years, because that'd be something, because when it's new, I can always do it for a while before it start getting stale. Like being a head coach, when I was a head coach at first at Morris, it was new, so yeah, excited. By the time I got to that 30, I was like, man, you know, I kind of like wasn't feeling it anymore. So just like I said, I'll just be assistant, man. I don't want the responsibility. Then down here, okay, got first year, so that's why I'm still going up for this. And then they said, yeah, we're going to tear this down. We'll build up new stuff. Okay, I like new stuff. I like when they renovate and change out stuff. So they doing that. So that make me want to stay there longer, because it's something new. And when something like that happens, it's new for everybody. So typically what I always hated doing was going into places that's been there for years, and they say, man, if you was here 2 years ago, man, we was doing this, but they ain't doing that no more, man. They ain't doing, now we do this, and this. So everybody's trying to tell you, like, I'm here, I'm experienced, I don't need you to tell me. Okay, thank you. Oh, coach, man, you over there? And that irritates me. It's like for a lot of time, when I went to the post office, when I joined the military and I went to Korea, they's like, man, you know how we had to drive down there to those Polish sweatshops and all that stuff? I was like, yeah. I said, well, they used to have those right here in Korea. We ain't had to go down there. We go right in there, man. Man, they be in there, they be sucking your dick, they do all kinds of stuff in there. Da-da. I said, they don't do this. Nah, man, they stopped doing it now, man. Now you gotta go way down there. Then I go to another base. Yeah, man, they used to be smoking weed and doing this, and carrying gun stuff down, but they don't do that no more, man. They stopped all that. So everywhere, it's like I always got there right after all the fun. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny. I get to places before the fun.
Ah,
Like Sparkman, like their theater's really cool. They got that bridge now. They got girl wrestling team. I feel like one of the main things I was missing in high school was like female friends that I had a reason to be female friends with, because like females are very groupy, like more than men. So like if you don't have a reason to be in that group, like if you're not already dating one, or like, because you really gotta just pick one, because like, yeah, you could like talk to them, but like, you know, I was friendly with everybody, but like I never really, the ones I picked, they didn't want me, and like I didn't like try picking anybody else I was like friendly with, so like I didn't have like that group. If there's like female wrestlers, it would have been mad easy just to have like female friends that like I could still talk to, but like,
yeah, for a reason.
Like, yeah,
for a reason. That's how it was when I'm at work now. You talking about Frank? Did you? First time I sat next to a lady, I ate my food, and I said, "You finished that?" She said, yeah, I'm finished. Yeah, I throw it out for you. You sure, Coach? Yeah, I'm going to the trash can. So put it down. Mm-hmm. Ever since that day, when I finish my food, she'll be like, I'm looking at one. Oh, you go to the trash, right? Yeah, I got you. Then she did it one time, and there was another girl that came and sat across. She's like, and she's kind of like me, but she's younger and more sassy mouth. She's like, you just gonna put all that stuff on Coach's plate like he gonna throw it like he worked for you or something. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, Coach. I said, no, that's all right. I said, and then I be smart. She always do that. I said, one time I did it, and now every day I'm throwing the trash out, and, you know. Oh, if it's a problem, Coach, you know, I wouldn't. And I'm saying to myself, all you gotta do is ask, hey, you mind? Even if it's every day, you mind throwing this out for me? Hey, you mind throwing this? Even if you don't say something, my thing is, once I see her put her trash down, I'm gonna say, oh, I got that. I'm getting up. But don't, as soon as you finish, and then put it on my, or put it right next to I'm eating, man, you know, and then when I finish, then you take it, put it, you ain't gotta do that, man. One, you ain't my wife. And two, man, I ain't even working for you, man.
You don't know what I'm doing. What if I don't want to throw away my trash
today?
Yeah.
What if I wanted to be rude today, just leave my trash at the table? But yeah, she would do stuff like that. Kind of like, kind of crazy.
How are the comedy bars down here? Do they any
comedy?
Yeah, do they have it like any community there? Or is it more like?
Have you ever been to Comic View? I would get some tickets and we'll go check it out. But we only been in the one, and basically it's just like the one we went in Birmingham.
Stardome.
Yeah, basically it's just like that, but there you either have to come with somebody, because rarely do you see, well, I would say it's rare, but you might have a group of girls, ladies at a table, but you never see a group of guys. They always gonna be with with a wife or girlfriend. But there's always like a table where it's like a bunch of girls, and and they always they put them right up front all the time, so the community can. It never fails, but you never see a table full of dudes. They always have a lady with them, stuff like that. So like if me and you come in there, we'll go in there. It'll just be me and you sitting there, but we'll see a table full of, but ain't gonna be no, and the guys gonna be with ladies. So yeah, and they don't really, maybe if it was me and you, we could hang. Well, see, even then, like I said, they coupled up. But see, I'm the kind, which is funny. Keisha will go to church, and we find ourselves being the one turn out the lights, locking the door, being the last ones to leave. Then we go to comedy club. Everybody talk about the thing. She want to get in the car and leave. As soon as like, oh, okay, man, thanks for coming out. She's like, you ready to go? Hey, relax, man. I said, man, they selling so much. Let me see what they selling.
Like, it's a real person, not a movie, right?
Yeah. You know, and she don't want to say, hey, the people up there, so I might want to take a picture with them up there, you know. Oh, it just scooped me along, and then we just hurry get in the car and leave. Oh, I want to beat the rush. You don't do that at church. You know what I'm saying? You wait till everybody leave, the same people you see every week, and y'all run your mouth. Y'all live in the same city. Y'all can't make time to say, hey, meet up. So church, we do our thing and get up out of there. But she at the comedy club, she be up out of there quick, so there's no chance to hang around and talk to other people.
It's always funny to me how people just can just talk and talk about nothing. I mean, I guess you kind of have to fill time, but like you would think at some point you'd be like, okay, I do have something I want to do besides sit here and talk.
Yeah, my thing is talking with a purpose.
Yeah.
I could be like, "Dang, I ain't seen you in a long time, man. Everything good? Yeah, everything good. All right, man. What you got going on later on? Oh, probably chill. All right, man. Yeah, I probably do something too, man. All right, man. I get with you later on, and that's it.
Yep.
Unless we gonna meet up later on and do something like that, there's really no need for me to, like. They was like, how come like I gotta catch up with Bobby, but the thing is, once all y'all got out the house, Bobby kids moved in the house, and then he started having babies. So he got like 4 or 5-year-old kids like that. So that don't appeal to me to want to be around somebody that got kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and I don't want to be like, hey man, meet me out here, and pull you away from it, because I understand the value of spending time with, because, I will just run out and leave y'all and then miss out on time. So I don't want to pull him from that. So I'm like, why even call him? I might check it, but hey man, everything good? Yeah, all right, man. Happy birthday, man. Yeah, all right, man. And that's pretty much it. But it ain't like we hang like we used to back in the day, because back in the day, he was single and he was dating no girl before he married her. And then I had to ask Keisha, hey, you mind if I go out? Yeah, you go out, yeah. And so then we finally, when he got with Kim, then we still hang out and everything. But then when the babies came, then it was more or less like, hey man, I gotta go, man. Get the baby some stuff, da da da. So when you start hearing that, it gets to the point where why even ask the person, because he got responsibility at home. If you want to do something, he'll reach out. Outside of that,
That's the main reason I'm kind of leaving Zach alone. Well, I'm probably gonna hit him up again this week. Like he just had a baby 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks now, and it's like we could hang out. He probably just wants to be alone with his wife and kid that he just had. So I feel like it's a fun time where you just be like,
Yeah, it is, man.
I'll do my own thing for a while.
It is. I think the one thing military didn't do, had I joined the military and stayed single longer, I probably would have been more outgoing to meet people on a grander scale. But I was only single probably about a year and a half before me and your mother got married. And then at that point, she didn't want to be around nobody single. So all the friends who I was hanging with, I couldn't hang with them anymore. So we had to find friends that was married. Yeah. And so then, we did find a group. Man, I used to love that. Those good times then, man. It was like me, Al, yeah, it was like 4 of us, 4 couples. And what we used to do is, we used to play spades. We'd have 2 tables going. Everybody had their partners and stuff. Me and your mother, this is what I realized, me and your mother couldn't do stuff together, because we get to arguing, why you throw that card, and all that stuff. So that's why, for that part, I said, I don't even play with Keisha, man. I can't. I'd rather you beat me or I beat you, but we can't be together, try to work, because if you don't do what I think you should do, it's going to upset me. But yeah, with that group, what we used to do is, like, we said, okay, it's Friday night. Hey man, everybody bring a bottle. Everybody brought their own different bottle that they wanted to drink. And then they was like, okay, tonight is Mexican night. So the ladies would bring different stuff, and then they'll cook all the Mexican food. The fellas be in there, we'd be drinking. Yeah, man, at that time, we used to have them beanies. Look like weed, smell like weed, but they're beanies. Real small. Used to come in a little pack. I'm sure they still sell them if you go to these. If you go to, like, where they vaping and all that stuff, go in there and ask them, say, you got any beaties? Are they either beaties or beanies? I can't remember now, but they look like weed rolled up. And when we used to smoke it, people used to think it was weed, because it gives off a little smell like weed. But
is it just tobacco or just?
It's tobacco, like flavored tobacco. Because at first it was just regular, and it smelled like weed. Then they had cloves. Then they started doing different flavors like strawberry, and those weren't as strong. But when you smoke it, man, you got a little buzz off it. But we used to go there, and while the ladies were cooking the stuff, the fellas be drinking, we be talking, play some downs and everything. And that was a thing we did every Friday and Saturday. And that was cool. So that's all the friends we had was just those four. I mean, the four couples. And that was good because, hey, next week y'all's Italian. All right, man. And they never came to our house because we had an apartment one. And we were just married. So our apartment was like a 2-bedroom apartment. And everybody could come up in there. So we would go to they were higher ranked and they had houses. So we would always go to their house and stuff. So, and then we met up with Al and Leah. And then your mother really took to Leah. Al was my homeboy. That's the only couple I would say me and your mother really had fun with, man. I mean, Leah and Al, those were, I mean, that dude, man. I mean, we did everything for each other. Like I said, he's the one that, his mother was the one, like I was saying, with Gianna being a boy and everything. It really ended up being a girl. She might be a boy. No. But if I was a boy. But yeah, I miss Al and him, man. Because we met in Alaska, and then he switched jobs, so we didn't work together, but we still was hanging out. Then he went to Korea, and then 3 months later, I went to Korea. So then we was hanging in Korea, and then he went to Hawaii, and then 3 months later, we ended up in Hawaii. Well, he was saying that I was following him. He was saying I was following him, but the truth of the matter was, your mother wanted to go to Hawaii. In order to get to Hawaii, you got to do a remote tour. A remote tour means you got to go somewhere without your family for a year, which is like Guam or Korea, Japan, somewhere where it ain't nice. So because Al was there, and Al was still called back, yeah, man, you know, they make the suits, they do that. I said, oh, well, shoot, I'm going to come out there. But the thing is, you have what they call a dream sheet. I put all the stuff on it. They just happened to send me there. And then I knew because I was going there, I was going to Hawaii. But the thing was, at the time, they said you can either send your family ahead or you can leave them. And then when you PCS, you go back to Alaska, and then y'all all go to Hawaii. So what I did was I said, leave them in Alaska. Because there was a lot of horror stories when people would send their spouses ahead to the new duty station. And then when the guy get there, she's already established. She don't know, she's been there 3-4 months before you get there. She knows, got her own little group and everything. Yeah, and everybody. So when you get there, you the outsider, like, so who, oh yeah, this so-and-so, oh, man, they're so funny. You're like, what the heck? Who's this up in my house? And you doing that, and then sometimes, 8 times out of 10 of the stories basically was when guys sent their wives ahead, especially if they didn't have kids, they end up cheating on them. And then when they got there, they end up catching them that they were cheating on. So they said best thing to do is leave them where they at, because you already know everything that's happening there. You leave them there, and if they want to do something there, at least if they cheat on you there, when you come back, you leave it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what so I would leave your mother there, just like when we went to, and then he went to North Carolina from there. And I tried to go to North Carolina, but they ended up sending me to Iceland. I said, if I go to Iceland, we want to go. And then your mother's like, let's go either Germany or England. So I put Germany, England, and it sent us to England. And then we went to England.
I feel like Germany would have been fun.
Yeah, Germany would.
I feel like Germany would have gave us some culture, because, like, I don't know why, but, like, growing up, I never really, like, understood. Like, I knew there was Asians and, like, other cultures out there. Because you see them in movies. And, we watch Chinese movies. Like, it never, like, occurred to me that, like, oh, like, I can learn, like, there are other people, they just think differently. Like, I can learn what they do, and, like, it's like truly foreign as opposed to just different. Like, I don't know, I just never really, like, considered them until, like, college. And I came across, like, actual Chinese people because they're transferred. It's like, oh, yeah, that's right, they all do exist. That's crazy.
That is funny, man.
Like, I never even considered, like, even when I was learning languages in high school, I was like, what do I learn this for? I have Google Translate. But I was like, once I got to college, and, like, people who didn't know any other language, like, oh, yeah, that's why you learn other languages.
Yeah, I wish I would have stuck to Spanish. Your mother kind of, I blame your mother, but really it was me. I just couldn't pick it up. Your mother was getting A's and I was getting F's, so I dropped it.
I feel like the only way to learn language is to do it. Like that's why, like when we go on the cruise, if we still go on it, I would like probably like 2 months before I'm trying to cram like a month of 2 months of studying Spanish and then try to use Spanish the whole trip and see if it can't stick.
That'd be interesting. My brain don't work like that anymore. I can't do that no more.
I think you can. You just gotta talk in Spanish because like just like learning another word
I
for
would
something.
I would have to be in it to learn it.
Yeah.
Because even like the spoken word I said I was doing, for the life of me, I cannot remember that. I literally wrote the stuff down and cannot remember it. Even when I was in the booth and I was making the sound and everything, and I said, man, it'll sound better if I knew what I was saying because then I can play with the words as I'm saying it instead of trying to read to the beat. And that's how all the things was read to the beat. I said, let me just do this one song. I'm just gonna stick with this one song, 2 weeks. Every day, that's all I did. In the car, that's all I played. Still couldn't remember none of the words. That's like to this day, my favorite songs and stuff, I remember the words, but I can't remember all the words. Me and Keisha we made a video about it. We listened to this one song, and we was singing it, and we both came to a part where we sung it, but we said different words. She's like, oh. And she's like, and I looked at her, I was like, what you say? She said, oh, I said so-and-so. I was like, no, I don't know if that's what she's like, yeah. She said, that's just what it sounded like to me. I thought that's what it was, but and she was like, you know all the words, so I know you probably right. I was like, I don't know. I said, now that you say it, what I'm saying is kind of sound kind of, so I looked it up. And it was actually what she was saying was the right words. So all this time, I'm thinking I'm singing, and I sing it like that's the words every time I sing it, and I was wrong. And man, she just fell out laughing. We both laughed at that for a long time, cause I was like, dang, cause she just knew I was right, but I wasn't sure I was right, because what she said made sense. The words she said made sense. The word that I said to me sound better in the song. But then after I found the word, I was like, dang, now mine just sounds stupid now. But yeah.
It's crazy how like relationships kind of, at least in like today's modern world, it kind of stop you from having other relationships. It's like if y'all aren't doing it together, then it feels weird to have too much fun doing it without them.
Yeah.
Because then like to do that, you got to leave them, and it becomes like a whole thing. Because like you can't bring them along to do this fun thing, so you have to stop doing that fun thing or hang out with them, and it's like, eh.
You're right. That's what I told Keisha. I said that's why I had to get back. Like I should have been doing this writing long ago. But the only reason why I was able to finish the Biblical Characters book is because I quit that job and I needed some money. So that's why I put myself on that self-promotion tour and the books was hustling books then because I had to get the money. But after that half drive went away because I got a job now, I was like, yeah, I'll get to it. And then it got to the point where I was like, man, I need to just go in the room and start typing, but if I'm in there, I'm not with Keisha, so I'm missing time with her. I do it afterwards. Did I get with her? Did I get too comfortable? Like, I just play on the phone for a while, and I'm going to sleep. And then I wouldn't do it, so I had to get out the habit. Like, man, I'm gonna take this laptop where we watch the TV, we do something. I'm gonna keep doing this stuff because now I said I gotta shoot these things out. And then Gianna said she didn't want them stories, so okay, well. I'm going to finish writing them, and I'm going to put story by you, but it's written by me, so we both get credit on it, but I'll put your name on it, but we got to get that stuff out there, because the more you have for people to choose from, you're going to sell something.
Yeah.
You'll sell something. The only thing we lacking, Gianna got the kids book, but a little picture book, but I said, I'll work on that, man. I got to get rid of these other ones first, because I'm coming up with new ideas, but I said, let me finish what we already got there, because by the time I go through the stuff here, when I get to the stuff that's fresh, it'll be a whole lot better because I made all my mistakes with this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't want to put a lot of money, put a lot of time in this. This is going to be great, and then I mess it up.
Yeah.
Because they said the more you write, you get better. So I said, let me do all this stuff that we already have. It's work. So, because before I said, man, I got to learn how to do the chapters. I got to learn how to do the ebook. Took a long time to do it, but once I did like 1 or 2 in a row, now I was like, okay, yeah, now I can, okay, yeah, I'm good now. But if I just keep doing it, so by the time now I know all I gotta do is get the story together. I know how to format the book and do all that stuff, and then make a cover, and then go from there. When money start coming in, then we can start paying for the covers. And money start coming in, we can start paying somebody to do it. But what I believe we need, I know I need somebody to run.
Social media.
Yeah, I need somebody to run social media, and I need somebody to say, look, man, you do this, and I'll take care of the rest of it, type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because
the only thing about that, those companies usually are grimy. Yeah, I mean, there are companies that will handle it for you, but then you always, every couple of years, someone got. It's like, dang.
Yeah, but see, that's why I'm trying to look for some. That's why I said if we start doing these videos, I'm looking for a person to see our stuff, and they want to go into marketing, and they want to use us to help them out by helping us. That's who. That's who I'm looking for. Does Corey have
a degree in marketing?
Yeah, she do. But again, I could talk to her about it. But again, I need somebody that's gonna be like.
I mean, she might, because like she's not doing anything. I mean, she tried doing that from you, but like she kind of stopped posting that. But like she just pushed our stuff. We do the content. She just got to push it. She already got the marketing understanding, so like be easier. It's hard to do the content and push it, but if we're doing the content, she's pushing it.
Yeah,
it could work out.
I will have to pay her, get her stuff. But yeah, man, we do that, then I don't have to worry about anything. Cause then we just push content out, man, and then let her go ahead and do the stuff. That'd be lovely.
How you feel about Trump and everything him and Elon are doing?
It hasn't affected me yet, so I mean, which is funny is it's like people are crying but haven't been hit yet. Yeah. They're crying from the anticipation of it's gonna hurt when I get hit. So they're making all this noise now.
Have you tried to buy eggs?
Huh?
Have you tried to buy eggs lately?
No, I said
like $8 for 12.
Well, see that's what I'm saying. Yeah, no. That's what I'm saying. It hasn't hit me.
I think that was bird flu. I don't think that was them.
It does now. When it gets to the point where it starts affecting, like if he is shut down TikTok and I'm trying to make money on TikTok, dang man, now I gotta find another. Then you know, but then I'm get rid of everybody out of the government. Well, I don't work for them no more, so that ain't affecting me. Now if he say, "Oh, we're gonna cap off this VA benefits, man, 100%. We're gonna take this up," then I'll start. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But until then, and people always say, "But you never know." But the thing is, you never know. That's right. You never know. So just prepare yourself for whatever's gonna happen. Yeah. But I'm not gonna be bad mouthing them. I mean, they're gonna do. I mean, every president. You say Clinton was the first black president, they used to say, when he came on, because he played the saxophone and stuff. Mm-hmm. He was on Arsenio Hall shows a bunch of times. They always say that. And they always held him up, highest regards. But his wife was the one that came up with, 3 strikes and you out, and, drug abuses, you going and that, and it hit the black community hardest. She did that. That was her campaign when she was, but they don't say anything about it. But then they turn around and say, yeah, we got to vote for Hillary. This is the same chick that was, trying to lock us up. Same thing with old girl, Kamala or whatever, they were saying with her. I never followed her, but.
That's why, because like, I remember when she first started campaigning, or when she was his vice president, they started telling about how, like, they put her in office, but, like, she was locking people up as, like, a supposedly black lady, and it's like, ever since then, I just never, just her whole aura is just so it's awkward.
But one thing I say about, and I do mean this, that's why I say don't change for nobody. Be who you are, let them push you out. Same with your job. Don't quit your job, let them fire you, because then you could go and get unemployment at least. You walk away from it, you ain't getting nothing. That's what they want. Don't give them what they want. Make them come to your face and make you do something, and then you're like, okay, cool, get a little handshake and squeeze that. But they sit there and when they talking about who was it? Like everybody's saying, what's Issa Rae? She canceled her concert or her show or whatever she was gonna have. It was sold out. I think it was like 2 or 3 shows sold out. She canceled it and quit her position on Kennedy, whatever that Kennedy Memorial thing that they have where they have the awards and all that stuff. Because Trump took over and he started firing everybody. So she don't like Trump and all. So she quit, canceled all the shows and everything. So to me, I'm like, your fans wanted to see you, and now they can't see you because you quit. I don't want to be no part of nothing that he gonna be in. But thing is, be in there because you don't know what they're doing in there. Let him put you out.
And then at least you could, like he kicked me out.
Then when he put you out, then you could say, hey, so and so put me out. Then everybody's gonna back you. Yeah. But for you to quit, we don't. And Keisha said the same thing. We don't need to be in there. But the thing is, if no one's in there, we don't know what they're doing in there. Yeah. I'm gonna be everywhere I am now, and they're gonna have to put me out of whatever I need to be. I'm gonna be on my social media. I'm gonna do all that stuff. If they say, "Oh man, everybody get off Twitter, man," yeah, right when you do that is when Twitter's gonna be having a lot of stuff that we're gonna fall in traps for that we probably could have learned had we been on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? You don't know.
Like if you want to be there, just be there. It doesn't matter what everyone else is doing.
Like Karen Hunter, she said it best, and that's why I like how she said. She's like, she said, I thought about getting off, but then I thought, why should I leave? She said, and it's free too. She said, I'm gonna stay in there. If they in there, I'm in there. So I'm gonna know what they're saying. And she said, if they want me out here, the best way to get me off a platform is to start charging me for it. If they start charging for Twitter, then I'll get off. And I feel the same way. So I used to be on, what's it, Peacock. When Peacock was free, I used to watch Peacock and watch the shows and everything. Then they start charging. I ain't been back on it. Glenn be like, hey man, you seen so and so? Nah, man, I don't even know what that show is.
Yeah, there's too much to watch out there.
Yeah.
Kind of makes you not want to watch any of it.
Yeah, it's just like when you saying with HBO. Yep. They have stuff on it, but if you ain't got it, if you don't see it, you don't know it's there.
You know, we found out today that I've been at $16.99 for HBO. They have a bundle that has Hulu, HBO, and Disney for $16.99. And Brown's been paying $20 for Hulu. And I think they have a bigger bundle though. I think they just don't know.
I gotta see if I get you back over to them, man, because your phone is a whole lot more than what they was paying. Really? See if they gotta get you back over on there. See if they got a bundle deal. You know, you have so many lines. And see if you can get that, because the 2 lines.
They don't got nothing for it.
Nah, it's just you're just paying for 2 lines. And I looked, I was like, that's almost $300. What the heck is that? But then again, I got the watch on there too. But yeah, so such is life.
Like once everything warms up, everything will clear up. Because like, I would go out and sell books. But like right when I got in the mood of like, okay, I'm ready to go sell, it's been too cold to be outside. Yeah. And like, I could go out, but I feel like if it's not fun, like what I really want to do, I feel like it's one thing if I go out and like and nothing happens, but I'm out there suffering and then nothing happens. It's like, dang, I just wasted the whole day.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I wish it didn't rain that weekend, but we'll be ready for it, man. We get these books in, and just go up there. Like I said, a self-promotion tour, man. Get that band. That's why I keep trying to get Gianna. She ain't doing her part, though, man. She running around with her friends. Got to get them business cards, give them to Uncle Greg so you can put them up there in New York, man. Start getting a banner, man, and go up there to Nashville, set up shop, pop a table there and put all our books out there. Because that's the one thing I say we have going for us in the South, the one thing. When black people set up something and it's positive, especially if you put books up and we got more than one, and yeah, it's a family thing, black people are going to support that. some of the white people gonna want to support it because they're gonna be like, "What's going on over here? Yeah, let me get this one, this one, this one. Okay, how much is that?" They're just to see, But black folks will support it. Now up north it might be a little bit different. You have to get in and little different things and everything. But down here they will support it. That's why I said summertime we start hitting up all those book things, man. And I'm telling you, it's there. We just gotta get the content out there. Books, and that's what I tell myself. Books is like videos. Getting views on videos, gotta get reviews for the books. Same thing. I gotta look up some stuff because I gotta start getting some reviews on these books. There's a thing that we could do if you ain't got money where you read their book. Like you read my book, you give me a review. I read her book, give her a review. She reads your book, give you a review. So it's not like we doing it back and forth.
Yeah.
But the more you read, the more people read yours. So you could use those points that you get to put in, and then you start getting views on your books.
Yeah, I feel like if you share it to your Facebook, you get at least a good 50.
Yeah, I'm gonna do. I put a thing out there. I've seen a link, but I found a thing where I don't have this on my computer, but where it has the promotion, like how you have this here.
Mm-hmm.
It has the book on there, and then go to so and so and all that junk. But I don't know why I didn't pull a trigger yet. But I want us to, when I get back to the house, man, do the thing so we could do our video for the website, man.
It's already up. I told you that the last time you asked about
But
it.
we gotta coordinate to have everybody. Okay, I'm about to call you.
I can pull it up right now.
No, I mean, but no, I'm just saying. But we gotta be. I mean, I gotta be at the house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So different thing. But yeah, we could do that, man. How long we been on?
Hour 49. We can do like 10 more minutes.
You said hour 49.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm saying we get together and just start putting the things. I'm really waiting till I get the book in hand. I still gotta. You gotta buy your own square, man. I bought one.
How much were they?
Smallest one is like $9.99, but you gotta see what kind of thing, because they got one for this and they got one for the iPhone. Then I bought the one that's like $50, the card that's whatever.
With the screen on it?
They don't got a screen. It's just a regular white square, but it connects, so you can swipe it
Or tap it. The other one just tap.
Yeah, that one. The other one you plug in, I think is swipe. But
I just checked it. Have you got your card yet?
what card?
Chase card.
No, you?
Nah, I'm about to go check today.
No, I ain't get my card yet. I'm still gotta. You pulled it up on your phone?
Yeah, we put it up while we were there.
I gotta figure out.
They didn't have you log in and everything?
Nah, I told her I could do it at home. Is it hard?
No. I'm pretty sure she had you set it up there though. I mean, there might be a way to do it off, like with just your information. Yeah, my thing with Trump is like, it may seem like going backwards in some cases, but the world always moves forward, even when it seems like it's going backwards.
Yeah.
And he's like the first president in my lifetime that feels like he's actually doing stuff. Like even all the other presidents, they say they're doing stuff, but I don't really see anything happening, experiencing, like life is still the same. He's the first one where he's doing stuff. It's like, okay, I can see where that would actually do something.
Yeah, and that's what I was telling Keisha. I was like, he's the first, to me, he's the first Republican president that's making everybody work. Because if you like him, you're helping him. If you don't like him, you're working trying to stop him.
Yeah.
So he's making them Democrats. If you don't like what I'm doing, hey, up your game. Now, with the other ones, like when Bush was in, they was just like, Bush, just ride 4 years out, then we'll go. They weren't really trying to go at him. They were complaining about some of the stuff he's doing, but they weren't really trying to say how bad he was. Oh, like they doing Trump. But Trump's making, hey, You don't like me? Shut me up.
If they're doing what they're supposedly doing, I mean, I feel like there's no way they can. I feel like there's too much involved for them to be doing anything actually evil. So I feel like them cutting stuff. It's possible I don't know. I don't think it's possible for them to go full dictatorship. So like I feel like what they're doing is actually cutting costs where it needs to be cut. It. Well, there is the one thing I didn't like. I don't know if it was true or not because I just saw it one time. That he was raising taxes for everybody, except the higher class. I don't know if that was just propaganda or not.
Again, that's what I'm saying. You hear stuff. Once I see it, then I can react to it. But right now, I'm not gonna put no energy in that. Just keep on stopping doing what I'm doing.
The only weird thing is, it's like I like Elon Musk, and I know people always hated him, but like I always thought he was cool. But the one thing I didn't like is when he was talking about getting rid of regulations. I was like, on one hand, yeah, regulations can get in the way, but coming from the one man who can burn the earth and run away, it doesn't sound like a good thing. Like,
yeah.
So no one else, like, everyone else, like, yeah, get rid of regulations because I'm not gonna, like, I might blow up this room, but that's it. But like, he can literally set the world on fire, and his should be the only one to make it off the planet.
Yeah. Live to tell the story.
That was made me question him a little bit.
Yeah, my thing is just keep doing what you do, man, and just know what you're gonna do when that time comes. No need for me to complain now because I ain't nothing to complain about just yet. But when that time comes, then I'll complain. But right now, just like football, I got some stuff we gotta put together, but got the 6th graders intact. You're gonna have a heck of a line because all the linemen, Braden, and Jack, he said he wanted to run the ball. He's gonna be a beast. So I said, if we get you to run the ball,
We had him run last year.
Yeah.
I don't know why it took us so long to realize he was good.
because I think we needed him on the line or what he was doing on the other team, but all that's gonna be changed because every 7th grader that we had on the team last year been working out the whole time. Their parents got them in the gyms, like at phase 3 and everything, and they work out together. Then we got that dude, Salam, he comes in and he teaches them and he trains them. Then he's gonna be training them. So they're gonna be strong. So Wiesner, Caden, man, that dude, he about 6'1" now. He taller than me. Still saying he want to be. I want to be on the defensive end, coach. I said, man, I think you outgrew that, man. I said,
Is he working out?
yeah, he's working out
Like
too.
if he
man.
works out, 6'1" is the height they want for DNs. But like
He's
how
thick.
skinny he was.
He's skinny, but he's a solid skinny. He's not like bone skinny.
Like he was last year.
Yeah, because I got him in my weightlifting class, so I have him in there, man, and he be throwing up the weight, man. He got strong legs, and he be doing them jump boxes, got him up to 40 inches, man.
Got him doing ladders.
We don't do ladders in there, but we'll do that a little later on.
Like footwork and his smallness was his problem.
So, and he could run, he could catch it. Then we got the other dude that's like 6 foot. So we're gonna have like 3 or 4 dudes that was like, what's old boy who? Trey. It was Trey height. We got like 4 dudes that's Trey height. The one dude, very athletic. He's a Moore. He put all his time into basketball last year, 7th grade, but this year he said he's gonna come out, play for me. He can't throw, but he can catch and he can run, he can jump, grab the rim with 2 hands, all that stuff. He's more athletic than Trey was. So with him, all you gotta do, man, just throw the ball up to him, and he's fast. So he got a little bit of attitude, but he's coming out of it. He was 6th grade, he was bad, so he's starting to come out of it.
Is it like Josiah? Or
No.
we can work with that.
All those attitudes are gone. Wiesner had him out there. You know he can quarterback. You know he could throw.
Yeah.
I said, how come he didn't say nothing? He's like, I really, Josiah and them, I didn't want to. So that's why I said we got to nip that in the bud. Well, we ain't really got to worry about it, but we still got to do it. in the beginning because they stopped a lot of other kids from doing other stuff that they wanted to do and could have did because they didn't want to make them scared or make them mad or take their position. Because I said, Dad, I said, I said, if you could throw the ball, you could see, because Braden got taller. If you could see over the line and you back there, because that was Josiah's problem, he couldn't see. And then if he could see, he could get you. But all them long balls, he was just throwing them. He couldn't see them unless he rolled out. But if you over the line, you could see people crossing. I said, man, we'll be dangerous, man. And then we got dude running the backfield, and then there's two other guys that's good running backs, but they're short and fast. So I said, you got Jackson back there, man. I mean, Waxmonski back there, and he running, and then we got the receivers, and then the line holds up. Man, we could just get behind that line and everybody just go. Because there are going to be some teams we should be able to do that to.
Well, we should be able to do it. Oh, I don't know. I don't know, football's weird, because, like, last year, last year I feel like, I wouldn't say it was on the players, but I feel like it was on us. Like, if we had the plays longer, like, set in stone, and, like, allowed them to, like, because, like, once they got warmed up, they were warmed up. It was just get in there.
It was, last year was on us. I just wanted to get through it. This year, like I told him what plays I wanted him to work on, right up. He already know he gonna be up in the booth, and the other dude gonna be booth. We gonna be on that thing. I already got all written out, man. Where the lineman, defense, offensive line, you gonna be running them dudes, making sure. Coach gonna be running the defense. I'm gonna be running the offense. Other dude gonna help you on defense. He gonna be up in the booth, and you're supposed to get another guy supposed to come there. If he comes there, and hopefully he's an officer guy, I'll step back and let him do that, and I'll just call the plays and orchestrate everything. But if not, Salam's help me with getting the timeline and everything together, how we gonna run the stuff. So I said, we be straight. Hopefully, get that. We'll be all right, man. We'll be all right.
I feel like last year, I don't know, last year they were too caught up in old school football for like in their plays, because like if we had like just played around a little bit with the players early in the season, because like later in the season we started playing around a little bit. Like earlier in the season, if we tried, I mean, homeboy broke his thumb early on, but like if we had just tried moving everyone around, because like I didn't know Waxmonski was good until the end, because like we had him at second string because he was a seventh grader.
I lost him altogether. I didn't even know he was around.
Yeah, because he was a seventh grader. So like we had him over there and saw how he was hitting people. I was like, nah, he's actually playing. Everyone else, little kidding around, but he was actually hitting people. I was like, yeah, he needs to move up.
And Wiesner admitted that he's like, I don't know what y'all was saying. He said the last 2 games of the season is where I actually realized what y'all was saying. And I really enjoyed it then. So up to that point, he said, I really didn't know what I was doing. So they all starting to come out. Andrew, he's up there because Andrew's my height now.
He's a seventh grader?
Yeah, he's 7th grader. Elias said he want to go back and quarterback him. So that'd be another quarterback we have back there with, if we's not back there. Elias, he my height now. He grew up a little bit, and now they got a little bit more swag with them, where they like, like I thought they should have had earlier, but they was like timid last year. But now they got this stuff when they walk around, yeah, man, what's up? Yeah, It's all right, but keep that in football. So, yeah, coach, I'm gonna be better at quarterback this year. I'm gonna be better, man. I said, you sure I'm a quarterback? You don't want to be a receiver? No, I'm gonna be a quarterback. I said, okay, cool, man. So now he wants to. So, I don't know. He might still be slow, but at least he got the if we got the line in front of him and we got them quick play, because every play is going to be short, medium, and long, and a lateral with somebody in the backfield with him. So he'll have his escape route. Then we just going to run over these 3 plays over and over, so it's bread and butter. You know where everybody going to be, so you can check down on all 4 of your players. We got another dude that's big dude and he want to be tight end. So I said, that'd be cool, man. Somebody else to block, run out for a pass or two. Defense, cornerback wise, we just got to work on it, but he's going to concentrate on the cornerbacks, showing them how to check people and free safety and stuff. So what I need you to do is just look up some videos for a snapper, front line. You already know the defense side. Still look up for that so we can have when we're doing indie drills, everybody can have a station that they running. Now, how I'm gonna do it when the other dude come in, everybody can run a station. I'm just gonna go to the different stations to facilitate and pay more attention to the people. Because before, last year was hard for me to pay. That's why I didn't know about Wax Monster, because I was always trying to make sure everybody was properly fit. And then, hey, what you coming in? Yeah, you got it. You, Ford, the new guy, security guy, and Dunn, y'all gonna be the good angels to keep the kids on the field when Cedric and Alexander go off on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You'll be there to soften the blow, talk to them. I'm not gonna be the only one that always be the one, because I was the one running, getting the comeback. Now between three of y'all, especially with him being there, because all the kids know him because he's a security guy, so he has that rapport too. So right after school, we could get to it now because me and him would be there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Before any of y'all get over there, and then if we got this new guy that's coming in, turn him villain and have him be villain, and then I just do all that. So when I'm calling plays, he'll be making sure, because before Simpson was doing everybody. The offense and defense. Okay, this guy ain't play. All right, we got this guy. He's doing. But now you gonna have your line. You know who you gonna sub in and out. You ain't gotta talk to nobody. If you say, "Hey, I need to go out," hey, go in. You know, coach, get the linebackers and that side over there, and then Dunn will be in the booth. So the other dude that's down there with me, or Cedric. Call on the officer, you know, whether it be the receiver, stuff like that. So everybody gonna have their own stuff. We didn't do that last year. Everybody was trying to, you know, hey man, y'all need to run this play. Hey man, what's up with that? Everybody's trying to do everything, but this way, everybody, if they running through the line, you gotta figure out. Now I'll be looking at it, but you gotta figure out why they get to that line and who you can get to plug up the holes. And if
I feel like we could have did it better last year. I don't know what Alexander had against drills, but like the boys needed a lot of drills and they didn't get any.
Yeah.
They knew how to push, but not how to move sideways and get people, you know, create holes or nothing.
Yeah. See, the thing is, last year defense was on point. If we could have got the offense,
they know how to go forward.
Yeah, it was just offense. We couldn't get that.
The finesse, they just couldn't get their head around.
I really think, and I'll step back last year, like I said, but this year I'm not, because we're gonna have as much even as possible on each side of the ball, because each team, A and B, and we both could be doing A, we both could be doing B. And if it comes to a point like we did before, we have to split up or whatever, we still gonna have, if I'm not there, you calling the plays until I get there. If he ain't there, you call, you know what I'm saying? Still do that. But we have to run things, man. More everybody just stick to what they're doing. So you got drills to run, you got your 20 minutes for your indie drills, and everybody just rotate. And then I'm just gonna go around. If you got some guys that want to be on the line, and you like, man, you need to be a linebacker, send them over there, the linebacker, and same thing I told Don, hey man, if you see somebody back there and he ain't handing the ball off right, or he throws some ducks and everything, hey man, going out there to cornerback safety, go to forward, man. So we're gonna just start moving people around. I'm gonna go around, make sure everybody gonna have a roster spot where we ain't gonna get tired like that. Because the thing is, it wasn't conditioning that we ran out of steam. We just didn't have the backups.
Yeah.
And we wasn't playing it to the point where okay, Kobe need a rest. Come on out. Go in for Kobe for 2 plays. All right, go back. We wasn't doing all that because Alexander was trying to do everybody on the defense. So when he was concentrating on the line, he was looking at the cornerbacks. Or if you look at the cornerbacks and linebackers, he wouldn't pay the safety till something happened.
Yeah.
Man, you got burnt. Why would you do? But if we like Ford, he gonna do the cornerbacks and the safeties. So Ford is gonna be the one that, hey, make sure this, and probably game time. He'll Alexander do those 4, and then you get the line, the 2 lines, because we need to break it down so everybody's not looking at everything. Because the only thing I'm going to do game time is just call plays, and hey, that running back start getting tired. Cedric, hey man, you had the next running back ready to go, or he's sent out, hey coach, we need to run something to the right. All right, man, we're going to do so-and-so. So, all right, hey, man, we're going to run to the right, man. I need so-and-so. Okay. And then send them in. It ain't going to be like before where just me and Alexander just talking. So, I mean, you can send folks in if everybody know who they're with. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And we was missing that last time. And then with Burke and them, they kept going back and forth. So it kind of made it, and then.
Honestly, if we either just had Burke, I don't remember the other guy's name now.
Alexander?
No, the one that quit.
Oh, Antoine.
What was the last name?
Smith.
If we had just one or the other at the beginning of the season, I feel like the season would have went smooth. I feel like it was that the start of the beef started with them and then kind of just lingered after he left because he wanted to take over the spot, and then we all kind of was like, I don't know. Like if we just had one or the other, it would have been able to just roll out from there.
We wasted a week and a half because he didn't want to put none of his plays on the band. He's trying to get the kids to remember the stuff, and like the pros don't even remember the stuff. It's on their bands. Give them the bands, and then when it gets to the point where they're not looking at it, then you know they got it. But let them see. You got to give it to them every way. Audio, you go visual, you got to model it for them. All 3 of those things you got to do. One of those they're going to pick up on. You can't just say, you got to remember this play. They're not going to, some of them not going to do it. Half of them kids, man, had 504s and IEPs and stuff. I couldn't tell y'all. But, I mean, if I'm telling you he can't do it, just know that he can't do it. He has documentation saying that he can't do that, what you're trying to get him to do, even though he's, a good athlete. But,
and the endless live plays. Like, live plays work when you know what you're doing, but they didn't know what they're... all the live plays we were running, they're like, that works when you know what you're doing, and you can see, like, oh, yeah, this messed up. And they didn't know what they were doing. Shouldn't have been doing all those live plays.
Yeah.
But one more thing before you go. If you could make any song with any group of people, who would they be? Like, what make it an album. You're putting together an album. You call up anybody from any time. Who would it be?
How many do I need in the group?
Just make it out. It doesn't matter.
Oh man, if I had to put a super group together,
do a 3-song album, a 3-song series.
3-song series. Oh man, that's easy, man. Dead or Alive?
Dead or Alive.
Dead or Alive. Oh man, of course I got to put Kells on there. R. Kelly gonna be one. It'll be R. Kelly, and then I'll throw Prince on there, and I'll throw Whitney. That'll be my super group right there, because R. Kelly and Prince to come up with some songs, man, and R. Kelly could sing, Whitney could sing, and Prince could cover both of their ranges, man, when it comes to singing. So, man, that'd be crazy, man. That'd be bananas. And then when we want to go to an instrumental, Prince could just hold the instrumental on his own with the group, playing his songs and stuff, man. So that would be my super group, man. Whitney, R. Kelly, and Prince. If I had to, see, I would have said Michael, but I couldn't put Michael Jackson in with that group because he's
more of a star, more.
Yeah, he would have to be, he wouldn't take he would have to always want to be in the front. And his power comes from, who's black? Oh, why you ain't back? It has to be an up-tempo song. All his slow songs weren't strong ballad songs. But Prince had like Purple Rain. It was a strong song.
Yeah.
And Whitney Houston, when she sings a strong song, R. Kelly sing his song, I Believe, it's a strong song. But all Michael Jackson songs were like soft songs. She's out of my life, out of my life. It's like real, you know what I'm saying? But everybody else it's a soft song, but it comes through harder where. So, but when Mike really will belt out a song, it's when it was a hard song, Billie Jean, out my life, and he's really pushing it. But
See, I feel like if he survived to the day, I feel like he would have got rid of the Michael Jackson voice. Like everyone said he was faking it. Yeah, I feel like he did it for the image. I feel like nowadays when people are getting rid of their images, I feel like really like a couple years after he died, like 2 or 3 years after he died, I feel like he probably would have eased into more regular singing. I feel like it would have been some good years of music.
That's my super group though, man. What I do, I mean, if I put more thought into it, I'll probably come up with a few other folks. But I know,
I wouldn't have thought of those.
Excuse me, but I know when it comes to what are you talking about? The super group and being the king. Another thing, I like Mike. Back in the day, MC Hammer used to always try to want to have a dance off with Mike, and everybody's like, "Oh, Mike could kill him." But the thing is, Mike was how would you say it? He was
music dancer.
Yeah, I guess for lack of a better word, I'll say he was a music dancer, you know. But when it came to club dancing, Hammer would kill him because Hammer had so many dance moves. Mike did those same dance moves from the 80s all the way up to the day he died. He do the same things. And one thing when they talk about the king, and then, you know, they're talking about being the king of, well, he's the king of pop, he's the king of rock and roll. But when they talk about the king, two different kings, but they would say, oh, Michael's the king over Elvis. And I always would argue with folks that Elvis was the true king. For the simple fact is, when you look at Mike Tyson's my favorite boxer, but Mike only fought one way. Once people figured out how to beat him, he couldn't beat nobody because they figured, I can't let that dude hit me because he's going to knock me out. I'll keep that jab on him, and if I sneak one in, he might get woozy. I can take him out real quick. And then Mike's thing was, if he didn't take you out in 4 or 5 rounds, his energy would go down like, dang, man, I ain't going to knock that dude out. So he didn't want to fight no more. Yeah. So he didn't like, I'll get you in the 9th, 10th round. He'd be like, ah. And then that's what other people would get him. And I love Mike Tyson, but it showed in his boxing. Yeah. So he could never be the greatest. Mayweather, they say, oh, he got 50-0, but he could never be the greatest because he just fought a lot of different people, and he ended it at the right time. Because if he were fighting now, a couple of dudes probably would put him on his back now.
And he fought for the win, not to win the fight.
Oh yeah. But
that's kind of a trick that he kind of pulled the wool over everybody. No one really realized that. I mean, I guess a lot of people realized, but no one really you would thought you would lost fame realizing oh, he's just trying to win the fight, but they're like, oh, he's a good fighter. Like, no, he'd probably lose a fight to someone actually trying to hurt him. It's just the fact that he could play around in the ring and
he's fast, had a good defense. Yeah, he was straight. But Muhammad, I say he's the greatest. People say, oh, he was great, but Muhammad was the greatest because he won the Super Bowl. He won the championship 2 different ways. The first time he came in, he was dancing around, pop, and he was doing Mayweather basically, and nobody could stop him, couldn't touch him, and that's how he won the thing. And then when he ended up going, shipped out to Vietnam and all that stuff, and went through all that, he took his titles. The second time he came back, he tried to fight that way, and he had a lot of close calls, so he had to come up with something else. So he came up with the rope-a-dope, where he would let the guys beat on him and they get tired, and when they start getting tired, then he could use the speed and jump on them. And that's how he beat Foreman. So his 2 styles of fighting first was fast and flash. He won the title. Second time he won the title, he did a rope-a-dope where he wasn't dancing around. He was letting you come in. He was actually boxing you, and he won it. So he won it 2 different ways. So it's hard for them. So even though his speed started going, he still was the master of sucking you in, and you hitting him, and he box taking it, and then pop, 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 because he couldn't do it anymore. And that's the same thing I say with Mike. Mike traveled all over the world, all over the world. Elvis, when Elvis first came out, he was, doing Jailhouse Rock, you ain't nothing but a hound dog, and he was gyrating on all that stuff. They had to record him from the waist up and all that stuff because you can't do that gyrating, and that was his style, and that's how he got everybody to like him. But then as he got older, he couldn't do that anymore. Same thing. It's like whenever people get sent over to Vietnam, they come back to be different. When he came back, he couldn't do that anymore. So he had to start coming back a different way because nobody wanted to see him gyrating no more. Yeah. So he came up with the karate moves. He started learning karate. And then that's when he started singing, and he was doing the karate moves. And he got back all the fame and even blew up more. So he had 2 different ways he sung, and he kept climbing with it. Michael Jackson did the same thing all up till he died. He never changed.
I feel like he just didn't have his chance. I feel like because he kept that persona going for so long that he never had the chance to break into the next line of his artistry.
And I think when 2000s came, if he would have did that, I think it would have been good for him. But I mean, they got all the jokes of him. He was still trying to do the hee and kicking the leg and doing the spins and all that stuff. And everybody cracking jokes about how slow he's doing the spins and everything. But he never changed to come back with something totally different. Like, Dad, that's something different than Michael Jackson. It always had a touch of the Thriller album range of what he did. Yeah. And I always say Elvis. They's like, Elvis was nothing mess, but Elvis made more money than Mike. And he never left the United States. Yeah, he never left the United States, which is crazy. Imagine if he did leave the United States. So if he made all this money, I mean, Graceland, he been dead since 77, and he been making more money. He's still making millions. He made more money dead than he was alive. Graceland, I think, just closed maybe a couple years ago, where he lived. 77 was the last time he was there. It just closed a couple years ago. Without him there, they had tours. How long was Neverland open? That was closed like a week after he died, or maybe before. He had to sell it or some craziness. That's why he was doing a This Is It tour, to make money because he was broke. Yeah. So Elvis was never like that. Elvis always generated stuff. So that's why I said he was great, because, I mean, he told his manager, which that's why I said we need to find, because he told his manager, the manager's like, hey, they want you to go over to Germany, England, but I got warrants. I can't leave the States, man. I'm not allowed to leave the States. So Elvis said, well, I'm going over. He said, no, man, you can't go. You're going to make money without me. He said, well, I'll tell you what. If you can match my money in the States like I'll make over there, I'll stay here. And that's what the dude did. So every gig that wanted to get him in Europe, he would find something in the States to match it, and Elvis just stayed here. That's why that's why Elvis blew up Vegas, because once that dude figured out, you go to Vegas, make this Vegas money. Yeah. Do a residency. He was the first one to do a residency in Vegas, and Viva Las Vegas and all that stuff. Put him in movies and all that stuff. So that's why I say he's the king, because he came back 2 or 3 different ways where he died with more people he had before he came in, which is funny. When he came in, everybody said he's trying to be black, but when he died like a white dude. He had some black people, but it wasn't as many as it was when he first started, because there wasn't nobody singing the way he was singing when he died. Because when he was singing, at the end, those songs were different than You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog, because those are all black songs. But he sung like that, but then he ended up singing that way later, the way people say he should have been singing. And he still got the old, I mean, that dude, you look up Elvis, and then, I mean, he did a lot for I didn't hear much about Mike, but he did a lot for a lot of black artists. He took a lot and didn't say anything and still paid for a lot of black artists' funerals, for their parents after they had died. He just never said anything about it. But he took care of them, man. But it came out later on, and the people that, who he was helping, the people, songs they was singing, the guy that taught him how to dance, he was paying him, man, like under the table for years. There's a black dude that taught him how to do all those dances and stuff. And they try to say, oh, see, the black man, that dude was well off. Elvis made sure that him and his family was taken care of. Dude didn't want to be in the spotlight, and he was out of spotlight for the longest, man. Until it came some years ago, it started coming out of the guy. And that was at 40 years old. He died at 40. 77, 40 years old, and he died. Mike made it to 50.
That's a good point. I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, so I always, when people say something about somebody being the greatest, I say anybody can get 1 million views, lucky. But how many people can make 1 million views doing something different? Like, yeah, I made 1 million views of me playing football. Oh man, I made 1 million views of me playing basketball. Then that's impressive. Dang, 2 different things you made?
I feel like the problem with music is like no one really takes it as serious as they used to. Like, music used to be like, I do this all day, and like if you come into my life, we're gonna make something together. But now it's like, now it's business first, the music second, and it's like no one wants to do any business together because they're not making enough money to hang out for 3 extra hours not doing anything. And it's like,
Yeah.
And like Michael Jackson used to like Elvis, like when Elvis was putting out music, everything you put out had to be like perfect, because if it sounded any type of, oh, I'm bored of this song, that was the end of it. Now they're not gonna buy the album. But like if you had a song like, oh, I want to keep listening to it, and people used to make those songs. Now they just want that song where you listen to it a lot and then you're done with it. But like back then they used to work on every little piece of the song.
Yeah.
You got anything else?
No, man, that's it, man.
But that was it. Or this is it of the 3rd episode of Nick's Infinite Podcast. This is Gary Moore, my Faja. Make sure you go check out our website for more entertainment. Check out our books. Buy mine on Amazon. I don't know if you can QR code that from there. I'll probably throw it on the screen later. Probably not. Oh, we'll see. But check out our books. Got the audiobook on the YouTube channel, so you'll see that. Ain't got no viewers right now, so not really talking to anybody but the future y'all who are watching this video. But thank y'all for watching. If y'all know anybody interesting to talk to, let me know, because my old friends are lame, apparently. I thought I would be able to ask anybody, like, oh yeah, when? But everyone's like, what? Why? And it's like, that's not the energy I was looking for. Like,
Yeah.
if I gotta convince you to talk to me, like, I'll just go talk to somebody else.
Yeah, it be like that sometimes.
Well, we're out of here. Peace.
Peace.